Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we hear you now.
How weird is that? Let me just double check I'm definitely on the right thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds right, Stu.
You want to make sure you're on the right thing.
Why does it tell me to enable that? Jesus Christ.
Why is it?
Now, what is he like?
Why is it
Why
fucking
is it
telling me?
like?
Why, Duke? Why is it telling me to do
Yeah,
that? And I don't want to do it, Duke. I don't want to do it.
Zip it about.
Zip it bow.
Zip it about. Yeah. Right. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Chinny, you ready?
Yes, I have 4 biscuits ready. Let's go.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Took a while for that to start there. I don't know
Yo, to the veteran gamers.
Please don't touch my floppy cock.
Fellas will tell you about every single game that you play this week.
I'm a
Reviews
potato.
and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
I do not have a problem. If I want to play Quazy Cupcakes, I will play Quazy Cupcakes.
It's the veteran gamers.
Really?
It's the veteran gamers.
What else did you want to discuss?
Yeah, boy. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat. Yo.
No more video games because they cause stress and they raise your heart rate.
More stress than being a police officer?
Jake, I've seen you play Mario Party.
Wario cheats!
I'm just saying about Wario cheats. That's a stupid game.
Hello and welcome to episode 561 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yay! Episode 361. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
I'm eating biscuits.
That's
That's what I'm-
Oh
You
yeah.
think at some
Welcome
point you
everybody.
get this intro thing?
Yeah. Well, no.
Nah.
Probably not.
No. I'm
No.
dunking my biscuits in my tea, Stu.
Oh,
Aye,
sweet.
what biscuits you got?
They Tara laughed at me because they're the most vanilla biscuits.
Vanilla biscuits.
Like they don't
Oh, as in
taste of
plain?
vanilla.
Like
as
a
in-
digestive.
No, more plain than that.
What, rich tea?
What are they?
Rich tea, yeah, they're rich tea.
I like a
Oh,
rich tea.
jeez. I don't know what that is.
It's a
It's
type of biscuit.
very-
It's a very
I figured
plain.
it was a type
Yeah.
of biscuit. Dingus.
It's a very plain cookie, as you guys.
Okay.
Very, very thin.
Cookies are cookies, biscuits are biscuits, as Hannibal says.
There you
Yep.
go.
He's got a new special on YouTube, Miami Nights. It's funny. Everybody should check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Talks
Check it
about
out.
getting arrested by a cop in Miami.
Lovely.
Wow, by the way, talking of TV shows,
Yes.
we started watching Cobra Kai this week.
Oh yeah, I saw you tweet about it. You like it, huh?
Bloody hell.
but
if
how
you've
can
not-
you have a Karate Kid story without Mr. Miyagi though?
It just works. Honestly to God, if you've not seen this
no.
yet, you've just got to watch it. It's the best thing ever.
We just got done with Westworld, and I am so done with that show. I know there's probably more coming, but we are not going to be watching it. It has interesting parts to it, but mostly it's like, oh, robots at war with humans.
Do you know what,
Gunfight.
though, Duke?
Sexy women fighting each other.
You know what, Duke?
What?
Cobra Kai is the perfect antidote to that show because it
I'm
couldn't
sure it
be
is pretty straightforward.
less serious. It's funny.
Did you
it's
just
very
call
funny.
Stu simple there, dude?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I just said
Yeah, you
that
did.
the show.
Sure, I'm
seems
sure it's
like
pretty
they're-
straightforward if you're into it. Stu.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Duke. I wouldn't know because you're so good at lying.
I am pretty
Hey,
good at lying.
just say
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'd be worried if Duke was telling me anything now because I'm like, yeah, I don't believe it.
Well, how do you think my students feel?
I know, yeah. Oh, you did really well in your grades. Yeah, Cobra Kai, you should give it a go because I'll tell
Don't worry. If you don't know what that means, what Stu just said, we'll talk about it when we get to what we've been playing.
Yeah, no, it's not a. I mean, Fletcher said it's not a Karate Kid story. That is true, although he's in it. It's just brilliant. Honestly, whoever came up with the idea.
So
like,
the
it's
premise
not
is what? It's like 30 years later,
Yeah, totally. That is exactly it.
but Ralph Macchio is still doing karate.
No.
Oh,
Yes and no. You've
What?
just got to watch it. Honestly, you just need to watch it because I was
no, that's
blown
not a good
away.
strategy for getting people to watch a thing. You need to say, "Hey, you're into X. This show has X in this format."
I don't want to spoil it for you though. The premise.
No, I appreciate that. Is
Because
he?
he-
Yeah, but
people
I've
do
I've
this
seen
to
the
Miyagi. Does
trailer.
he have a mentor.
No, I haven't. I've seen the trailer, right?
Yeah.
And the trailer gives away, I think, what Stu's talking about.
Yeah, no, you gotta watch. If you've not seen the trailer, don't just watch the show because it's very clever.
Well, I'd be more inclined to watch it if you told me something. about
Okay,
it.
okay.
It's-
The
I
bad,
would-
the
it has
bad,
to be the thing you don't want to
the,
spoil.
the
Just
bad
something you know
guy,
about
the
me.
bad guy in the film is the good guy in the show.
Or
Okay,
is he?
Interesting.
Or is he?
That's intriguing.
Talking about films and TV, which is not what this fucking whole thing is
Yeah, we can
about.
talk about
But
whatever you want.
I watched
Out of the show.
I watched a movie at the cinema yesterday.
Oh,
Ooh.
how did that go?
Were you
In
6
one
feet
way,
apart?
out another.
There was 6 people in the cinema, and I watched Tenet.
Oh, right, okay. What
Tenet.
did you think? I've heard lots of mixed reviews on it.
So, let me just eat a biscuit.
Can I tell you what I've heard first, and you
Eat
tell
a
me whether
biscuit
you
in the
agree
middle
or
of it.
disagree?
There were so many things happening at
I know,
once.
yeah. Sorry.
Maybe we should learn not to
I
talk
know
over
we never
each other.
do. We never do.
Even that sentence you talked over me,
Yeah. I didn't talk over you. Talked over Duke.
but you
Go
just
ahead,
did
talk.
then.
Over me.
Okay, Stu, what did you want
Right.
to say?
Right. I was going to say this is what I've heard. Right, and you tell
Okay.
me whether it's true or false.
Robert Pattinson is a dish.
I've heard it's very stylish, looks very cool, but makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
It does kind of make sense, but it's harder than his usual films. Nolan, I'd say this is probably his most complicated film, and sometimes it feels like it's like, is this just being like too clever? Is it trying to be too clever? Like, let's see, there's it's very again. I don't want to give anything away, but fucking hell, there is a scene in there. And I thought it was pretty obvious what was happening, right? And then Tara, when the reveal happened about 3 hours later or whatever, the film's a long film,
So they're all
right?
different.
Tara was like, "Oh my god!" But there was also lots of stuff that I didn't know. Like there was this thing that basically there's a fight happens and you're like, "Who's he fighting with?" And I was like, "It's obvious who he's fighting with." Blah, blah, blah. And Tara didn't pick up on that. But then there's another part of that fight that I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think of that," you know. And yeah, there's with a twist and another twist and a twist and a twist and another twist.
Like Nolan.
Yeah, it feels like I was watching it and it's very quick. Like the movie never stops. So it's like it's yeah. I mean, it's like they were.
Knight.
It's like it's like Dark Knight, but like quicker. It's quicker than Dark Knight, and it's very very fast. And sometimes you think, why is this relevant? But the problem with the film is that it's based on the future and the past. So sometimes the film purposely does not. You do not know why this thing is a thing because you're not allowed to know that yet. It's not even foreshadowing; it's backshadowing, right? It's like you've got to.
If it's coming up in the revelation, then it's still foreshadowing.
I guess, but like some of it, like it's like, why did that happen? But like, never mind, right? And then an hour later, you're like, that's why that happened, I guess. But they don't really.
And that's the thing is like there comes a point when it's like, okay, you deliberately made this movie in such a way that it's impossible to really enjoy it without watching it at least twice.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
it.
it's totally incomprehensible.
Yeah, you
Which,
have to
be fair,
watch
that's
it
what
twice.
Primer is, and that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies ever. But still,
Nolan-
that can't be the only reason to watch a movie.
Nolan's a genius when it comes to fucking around with time. I don't doubt that, right? And this is all about time. Very, very cool. And the more I think about it, the more I think, you know what? It is a good film. It is a good film. But when I was watching it, I was like, I have no idea what's going on here, and I'm pretty good at knowing what's going on usually, and I'm struggling. And then
You know what,
what
though? You know
happens
what?
though? What happens though is like I start to switch my brain off a bit and go, you know what? Maybe I'm trying too hard to think about it, and I'll just watch it and enjoy it and just watch.
That's what movies have done. If they've trained us to think you want to be able to see it coming, but you're not going to see it coming.
Yeah,
Which again is kind of how Westworld season 3 ends, and it's like really, it felt slapped on.
it's clever though. It's a clever movie. I
You know
don't
what, though?
think it's his
just feel
best
like
movie.
he's sat there going, They're never gonna know what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's what every
Perfect film.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like he makes stuff confusing just for the sake of making it confusing. Like that's his thing.
It is his thing. Yeah, he fucks
And
around.
then,
with it.
but then, if it makes no sense at all in the end,
No, I
then
didn't say that though. It does make
Yeah, but a
sense.
lot of people are saying that.
Well, they're
That's not my
fucking
beef.
stupid.
Here's my beef. My beef is in both Inception and Memento. Spoilers for these movies from 20 years ago. My problem is that in Memento it doesn't matter. Like the idea is like, oh, it doesn't. He's deciding it doesn't matter. And in Inception, by the end, it doesn't matter. You could play Chemical Brothers song. Hey, there's a plug for DJ No Clue's latest mix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't finished listening to it, but it is good. I don't know if you play It Doesn't Matter or not, but that's their best song. So. Well, it's among their best.
I play what?
Anyway,
Sorry, which one?
It doesn't matter.
I don't know whether I did or not.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't. Anyway, the point is that bugs me about Nolan, and so here's my point. Primer is a confusing movie, but that's not all it is. It's also a really interesting look at the nature of friendship and trust and ego and 100 other things. So my question for this movie, if I were to watch it, which I probably will at some point, is it worth it beyond just I want to figure out this puzzle, man?
Because it is. It's.
I don't know if Inception is, to be honest. It's a great movie.
So
in terms of its
Inception,
visuals.
Inception is visually stunning.
I don't know if
But
it's
but
really
the
a good story.
but the thing is, at the end, yeah, you're right. Like it doesn't really matter. And then you could argue, Interstellar has a little bit more meaning to it, a little bit more depth to it. All right, because it's not a question of is it real, is it not? It's like, well, what would we do? I mean, there's problems with that movie, but I think it's a great movie. Probably my favorite Nolan movie.
What?
Yeah, I would say Interstellar's my favorite Nolan movie.
Dark Knight. How dare
Yeah,
you?
come on, that is a good.
I do like
Sorry.
Dark Knight, yeah, to be fair. And I always associate his Batman movies as like separate things for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, they're different flavor
yeah.
of film.
So like Dunkirk was like a really simple movie. Really, there's a bit of time stuff in there, but
Yeah, but most of it makes sense.
yeah, it's like one's 3 weeks, one's 3 days, one's 3 hours, right? It's like not that
Yeah.
complicated. And then in this one, he's like, well, Dunkirk was too simple, so now I'm gonna fuck shit up. All right.
I'm gonna make it as confusing as possible.
But essentially, the story boils down to there's a MacGuffin, and they need to get there's 9 MacGuffins, right? And they need to get these 9 MacGuffins, and sometimes to get them, you've got to go back and forward in time and stuff. And people who
You see, it literally straight away makes no sense what you're just saying.
well, the MacGuffin, you know what a MacGuffin is, right?
Nope, not a clue.
So the MacGuffin is it's a movie trope, right? So in every Marvel movie, every DC movie, it's the thing that people want that usually destroys the Earth or destroys the universe. It's a cube, it's a square, it can be anything, right?
Glove.
A glove. It's a glove in
Holy Grail in the Arthurian legend.
exactly what Duke said, whatever that was,
Yeah.
and it's the thing.
Ragnarok.
Looking
It
for.
well, the point is, Stu, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's just the thing that people need to do, and it drives the plot.
To stop the universe being
Yes.
destroyed.
So in this movie, in
Right.
Tenet, there's 9 of those, and if they're all together, then that's bad shit. So to get and they were sent from the future or something like that. And this whole thing about the future communicating with its past and how does the past communicate with the future? So it's clever. It's very clever. It's. I think I was trying too hard to really understand it because it is one of those films where you need to watch it 2 times really to appreciate it. But it is clever. I liked it. I think it's better than. I'd probably rate it better than Dunkirk. Probably better than Dark Knight Rises. But it's not my favorite. I'd say like Interstellar. I love Inception, and obviously The Dark Knight and stuff is better. Memento is also amazing.
Yeah.
But it's good though. I would recommend it to you. I think you would like it because it doesn't become a question of does it matter. It becomes a question of that was really interesting. Let me watch that again. You know, like that's what I walk away from that movie with.
I probably will
Can I
see-
ask a question? Talking of Memento,
Robert Pattinson is a dish.
have either of you actually ever watched it in chronological order?
Yes.
No, and I don't have any interest in it.
Yeah, I've never done that. What was it like? What was it?
Boring.
It made total sense.
Boring.
Yeah, well, it would be, wouldn't it?
It's not very interesting in order.
All right, movie time is over.
Yeah, maybe game time. That's what we want to talk about.
Or does we have a story time?
No, that is
My favorite time.
That was favorite time. That was story time. So now it's time for something else.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing? I actually do have to grade papers today.
What you been playing?
Marking, as you call it.
Wario cheats!
Brilliant. Right, who's going first? Oh, we've got a wheel already and it's spinning.
Oh my God!
It's already spinning. He's already on the
I'm not
ball
seeing
here.
it spinning.
Yeah, it is
Why
spinning.
am I-
It's landed on me.
Chitty.
It's so weird that I saw it without the wheel show up. It was just the running stream.
Okay. Anyway, it's me, and okay. My rule. What's my rule when you got a game to talk about?
We'll not talk
New
about it
stuff.
unless there's something new to discuss.
I have played quite a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey now, and I think I've played enough to pass on my conclusion of the game. I haven't finished the game. I'm level 25, but at this point, I feel like my opinion isn't going to change. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Do you have a review noise?
My review noise is this.
Wow, that sounds a bit frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've been playing it quite a lot. I was probably level 11 or something, or 12 last week. I'm now level 25. It goes up to 50. Kill me now. I think this game is a game with a bit of an identity crisis. Because it wants to be Dark Souls. Because of the combat.
Right.
It wants to be Destiny because of the loot and the stupid cursor menu. Why do people like this fucking cursor menu?
I don't know.
It's fucking shit. I don't know why. I need to be in the meetings where they go, right, we've started the UI development. We're going with a cursor. No, throw them out the window. Right. Fuck the cursor menu on a console. It's dumb. We worked it out. Just use a menu with text. Everybody was fine with that. You know, so it's like someone we're driving cars with wheels, and then somebody goes, "Why don't they be triangles? There should be triangles? It's so much better." So no, stop it. And yeah, it's got an identity crisis. It wants to be all these things, but it can't be these things. It
You
used
gotta
to
make up your mind. You gotta draw a line in the sand and choose where you're gonna stand.
Well, it
on
used to be something. It used to be Assassin's Creed. It used to have its own identity, and then everybody wanted to be Assassin's Creed, and then Assassin's Creed was like, "We're doing it again," and then they
Can I
wanted
ask
to be
you-
everything
I
else.
want to ask you some questions. You know, you're saying about the combat being like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So can I ask you, regarding your Dark Souls comparison, are the boss fights? Is there like big bosses that you have to fight?
No, it's not so
in
much
game?
that. It's more sort of the hard hit, heavy hit, and if you fight anyone that's slightly above you, you will get absolutely arse licked. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it does. It sounds pretty good actually.
Promise
Yeah.
I'm gonna get ass licked.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
No,
want
so
to- that's
the
gonna
idea is like you can get overwhelmed pretty quickly if you can get out your depth pretty quickly if you stray too far and all that sort of stuff. Not so much in difficulty, Stu, is the comparison really. It's more in combat
Right,
and
okay.
and I don't like it. I don't like the way they've gone with it. I don't like this Assassin's Creed. I don't like Origins. And a lot of people like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I think they're wrong. And they're entitled to their opinion, even if they are wrong. And now I skip every dialogue mission.
Yeah.
I skip everything. It's too big and it's too boring, which is also going to be on my obituary when I pass it. Too big and boring. The only thing I do kind of like is there's a cult system. So a lot of Ubisoft games do this. You probably know this from Ghost Recon, Duke. You know where the Wildlands, where you got like a bunch of leaders,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, you got to kill these leaders, and that's the game.
Get to the other one. You get to
Yeah.
that one.
So these
Drop it.
are cult leaders, and you gotta reveal who they are. One cool thing about this game that I really really like is that you can play it completely without UI markers. So the game gives you enough hints in the text and in the dialogue to go, he's hanging around somewhere in the northwest of that area. and you're like, wow. And then you can use your eagle to find him, right?
Yeah.
There's no fucking way I'm going to play it like that because I run straight to the marker, I just do the thing, and I kill the guy, and it's done. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and the gist of it is, you're looking for your mom. Like you found your dad. I killed your dad. There's choices in the game. I killed my dad, but I don't think it matters if you kill him or not. There's loads of missions where it's like save the baby or kill the bad person, and no matter what you do, it's always like shouldn't have done that, dickhead, which I don't like. It's just not very rewarding. The game just doesn't reward me in any way. I don't feel happy when I play it. I don't find it satisfying to the combat's not that fun. I don't find it that satisfying to when you in Far Cry, Duke, you got those areas to liberate, right?
Yeah.
You liberate them, you get a little cutscene, and all your mates move in, right?
Yeah.
And there's no bad guys there, and it feels like you've accomplished something. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like I've fucked all this up. Right?
Yeah.
And now everybody's moving in. It's all good. They did that on Ghost of Tsushima as well. Like you liberate an area, all your buddies move in. You're like, oh, thanks for that, Ghost. Oh, that's brilliant. Jin Sakai, oh, I love it. Now I'll get my Wi-Fi on the go. We'll have a game of Among Us, right? Whatever. And in this, you clear an area, and everybody's dead, and it's a fort or something, and it's just empty, and it's still like a red area. So if you get seen in there, it's like dangerous. So it's like nothing happens, just all the bodies are gone.
Right.
Yeah, but in early Assassin's Creed, that was the case, wasn't it? Because that's how you took over areas, was by taking out the stronghold.
It's like they forgot who they are, Stu. Right.
You see, the other thing, can I just also mention this, and I don't know what it's like in this game, but, in like Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, for that matter, they all have fairly decent stories.
The story of this is like you're looking for your mum, right? And you used to be a Spartan warrior, or your dad was a Spartan warrior. You kill your dad, or you don't. I don't know what happens if you don't, but I killed him because it was a laugh. And then you're looking for your mom for some reason. And you talk to people, and they all go, well, I'll show you where your mum is if you do these 14 things for me and kill this pig for me. And you go, and that's where I am, and that's
what happened, right? What happened to
what happened? What happened? And now and again,
Leonardo da Vinci
used to be
made
cool.
shit.
Well,
for
in this
you.
game, it's Socrates, right? So Socrates, he's a
Well-known inventor, Socrates.
well, he's what is he, a philosopher or something? Socrates.
Yeah,
he's
he asked a lot of questions. That's what
Yeah.
he should be doing.
So-
Asking questions.
So
and
that's what he
nothing else.
does, right? So you do a moral choice, right? Socrates comes behind you like a fucking creep, right? He goes, hey, and you're like, do I?
He probably was a bit of a creep because he was hooking up with young boys and stuff.
Well, anyway, regardless, all right. He's the choice is: what is it like? Do you kill somebody to free some slaves, or do you kill the bad person and then he'll kill the slaves anyway, or something like that? It's some moral choice, some bollocks choice. And then Socrates just comes out of nowhere, right? And bear in mind, I've been on horseback for like 10 minutes to get to this guy, all right? And I just spoke to Socrates in this other town. Socrates comes out of nowhere, and he goes out of a bush, and he goes, hey, well, that sounds like a bit of a tough choice that you got. A bit of a ultimatum you got there. And then you go, well, what am I going to do, Socrates? I'm like, I don't know. You do what you're...
That's his
And I'm
method.
like, you know what? There isn't an option, a dialogue option that says, you know what, Socrates? Everybody fucking rates you, but I think you're a dickhead, all right?
Yeah.
And I think you should fuck off. Yeah, so that might be the title of the show, F off Socrates.
You see, again, I get it, right? But I think, do you know what I think the problem is? In like the early days, in the Assassin's Creed 2 onwards, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, it was kind of light-hearted as well. It was funny. The characters were funny. Leonardo was funny. He's like, and he would give you cool shit. He's like, here's a double secret blade that you can stab someone in the face with. Right? Which made total sense because it's like he's inventing cool shit for you to use.
Yeah.
But Socrates going, oh, should you kill the boss and then they all starve to death? I don't know.
That's basically what it does. Like, it doesn't feel like there's much structure to the game. It's hey, here's a bunch of systems, right? Here is a cult menu. Kill all the people on the cult. How do you find out who they are? Do some missions. All right, okay. There's no like progression. It doesn't feel like there's much progression. You level up, you unlock an ability, and everybody levels up with you anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I'm
So
not.
it never gets easier. It's not like you suddenly like in The Witcher 3, for instance.
Yeah,
As you level up and you get better.
You do
weapons
level
and
up in
you get
that, but
better
like
armor,
there is a bit
you
of that.
become like a bit of a badass, and you can just literally kill nearly everybody.
There is a bit of that because it is doing similar stuff to The Witcher because you're going into harder level areas and stuff. But it just feels like you're doing the same thing. The story's so boring. The characters are
just
so
looks
boring.
boring.
It's so trope, and I can't stop fucking playing it.
Well, you need to, Chinny. You need to.
It's like an
I mean, the trouble
illness.
is you've got it digitally, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't think I
Jimmy
paid for it though. I didn't pay for it.
Oh, that's something at least. But
Like,
you
I
know
think-
what you gotta do?
Investment of his time, though.
Yeah,
Next
look,
best thing, right? Delete it off your hard drive.
it's like a sickness, and I'm seriously just thinking like,
The game.
honestly, if Valhalla is more of this shit.
Why are you going to even consider to play that game?
Well, but look, because it might be different. Valhalla. I said like an abused wife, but this time he's changed.
It'll be different when I take heroin this time.
It'll be different. He said he loved me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm because the reason why is because Valhalla is they've took another break and they've broke it all down and started up again. So I'm
But they say that every time, and then they just come with the same old shit in a different coating with a new skin, and you've still got to collect about 50 gazillion crap things just for the sake of
I think Syndicate was the last good one. I really enjoyed Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
I like Syndicate.
Assassin's Creed 4 I loved. I thought 4 was brilliant, and Rogue is more of 4. But man, just Odyssey is just rough. It's so rough, and I just
See, people love this though. They were all
I know, and they're wrong. Because it's bad.
It's like FIFA. This is like FIFA, right?
No.
FIFA's the same bloody game every year, and this is the same thing. It's the
But it doesn't
same-
come out every year.
No, I know, but it doesn't make any difference that they take a break because it's still shit.
Yeah, I'm not. It's
It's
just.
not shit. It's just the same thing over and over.
It
again.
is the same thing.
It's a I honestly think they make this game thinking no one's gonna fucking go this far, ever. Like no one's gonna play
Watch,
this.
watch. We're gonna have Socrates just show up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and
we just
fucking-
one cut
You
scene.
saw him in the village, and you were riding on the horse for 5 minutes.
One cut scene. We're just gonna have Socrates with his knob out, right? And no one's gonna notice.
No one will
No,
flinch.
no one will flinch because no one's gonna get this far. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. I can't stop playing it. Fuck you,
Yeah,
Assassin's
stop playing
Creed.
it. You need
I
to
hate
stop
it.
playing it, Ginny. You just need
Hey,
to stop.
Duchess, what's up?
Stop.
Tell the Duchess that Socrates is a bit of a knob.
Yeah,
Socrates
he's
is a
not bad.
dog, he says. Well, the Duchess looked at the screen and said, "Why are you talking about ass, Creed?"
Yeah.
Because it is ass.
Right, I'm done talking about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, spin the wheel.
Now
Jesus.
GH Rocker's playing Among Us. Where were
Yeah,
you
I saw
earlier, GH Rocker? Come on.
You know what? We arranged to play Among Us, right? And GH Rocker was like, you know, oh yeah, I haven't got it. I was like, it's free on the phone. Just get it. And he was like, meh, not my kind of game. I was like, I'm not asking for a review, Antonio. Just play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Play it.
And now he has it on Steam. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Stu, you're up.
Oh, am I up? Okay, I finished another game. I finished a game 3 weeks on the trot. now.
Fucking hell,
Yeah.
Stu. You want to stop doing that?
So proud of you.
I know. Finished
Did,
it.
did we finish Among Us? Did we finish it?
No, I finished
Yeah,
Resident
I'm finished because
Evil-
I'm sick of being the imposter every time.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil
I
3
never-
is what I
Yeah,
finished.
Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, it didn't take very long. I must admit, it was about 5 or 6 hours, I guess. It doesn't take very long to finish. But do you know what? It's pretty good. I actually quite enjoyed it. I know everybody's like, oh, it's not as good as 2 remake.
I think most people said that it is as good as 2. It's just not as long as 2.
No, it takes literally 5 hours to
Because
finish.
2 is a pretty chunky game. It's 2 is so well done.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
this is
well
this is
paced.
equally well done as far as polish goes.
Do you reckon they'll do 4?
Yes, definitely. God, that was the most revered.
Well, I think they should do Code Veronica. Because no one played
Yeah.
that. That was on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's probably why they'll not.
That's
do
got a
it.
cutscene where she's holding up 2 guns, and then she drops the guns, and then before the guns hit the floor, she catches them and then shoots them. It makes no sense, but it's cool.
That sounds like Tybalt in the newer version of Romeo and Juliet. He's constantly taking his guns out, putting them away, taking his shirt off, pulling the guns out.
Okay.
Anyway, you were saying about Resident
Yeah,
Evil
it was
3.
great. Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. The boss fight is pretty good, and there's a very badass boss fight right at the end, which I quite
yeah.
enjoyed.
Now, is this a remake or is this just like an update with graphics?
No. This is a complete from the ground up remake of the original game.
Why would they call it just Resident Evil 3? Why not just say? I mean, is it the same basic story and same base?
Yeah,
like,
no, so everything's the same, and so
okay. But it's new engine, new everything. Okay.
Everything's new. Yeah, it's all shiny.
So it's like giving you the feel of the original, but it's a much more fluid game, presumably.
Yes and no, because the original was a stop and shoot game, like all Resident Evils were.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a much more modern setup. You know, you can move and shoot and all that kind of stuff like you would in a normal third-person shooter. And it's good. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. You know, the story's pretty good. The acting's obviously as good as it always is. There is a bit of switching up and whatnot as you go along in the game. It's not as scary as the original game, as sort of 2, should I say. I don't think Nemesis is as scary. There's not as much tension to be had. And I don't think it's as creepy somehow. I think creeping around in the not the fire station, the police station in Resident Evil 2 is a much creepier experience. And I think that is it Mr. X? Is he called the enemy?
Yeah, Mr. X, I think. Yeah,
Mr. X. He's kind of a more creepy character.
Except X.
Yeah. He's kind of creepier because he's sort of, you can hear his footsteps all of the time.
Yeah, well, isn't like what I've heard is that because in Resident Evil 2, Mr. X he's not on a path, right? He's just wandering around the police station.
He just sort of wanders around till
and when you trigger him, you're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I had to go back a couple of saves, so I didn't trigger him, and then trigger him when I was ready, you know. But with this one, Nemesis, I think he's on a path. I've heard.
Yeah, it's completely scripted. Every encounter with him is scripted. So there's no random encounters as such. There is, but the part of the story, if you will. So it's kind of, it happens at certain points.
Because that's scary as fuck when you can hear him. Just...
Yeah. And a lot of it is you just legging it.
Yeah, he's like... I'm gonna get you, motherfucker.
Yeah, so there's a lot of running away. There's a lot more running away, and that's kind of the thing with this game. Whereas, like you said, Mr. X was completely unscripted, and he would just sort of turn up wherever you were, and you had to do a runner.
I'm here, motherfucker. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks a lot better than Resident Evil 3 original. That's fair to say.
I think so. Yeah. You can see the comparison on the screen there, Duke, of the original. It pops up now and again. And
here's my suggestion. This is what I would say. If you want to play this game, I would wait till you can pick it up on sale for about 15 quid tops.
15 quidder.
Yeah, it's a 15 quid and under, and I think you've got a solid buy because it is a lot of fun still. It's not it's not terrible.
You know, you know that TV show 4 in a Bed?
Yeah.
Do you know it?
I do.
Yeah, you know, where they go around each other's B&Bs.
Yeah.
And then they go, well, there's fucking costumes in there, and then they pay what they think it should be.
Yep.
That's what we should be doing.
Yeah, this £15.
15 quidder.
Although I paid more than that for it.
I got another title, 3 in the Bed.
Yeah, and as for the review, the new reviews that we're doing, I would say it's just about a bum slap.
So what's the new review system? I don't understand the new.
Because of nipple tweaks.
Oh yeah.
Prolapse.
So if
it's
you
not a prolapse.
I'm not participating in this, just for the record.
No. Duke doesn't do blue.
It's kind of a kinky bum slap. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm glad you liked it. and
Like in
that-
Friends when Chandler gets slapped on the ass, like ping.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that.
kind of friendly slap on the
Yeah.
arm.
Whoosh, yeah.
Key and Peele. Hey, slap ass.
Yeah.
Slap.
So,
So
okay.
that's how I would
And what
describe
about a noise with these different review things?
it. The reviews noise would be.
Sounds like you're letting down a balloon.
There you go. So it's all right. It's all right. It is quite cool that you do revisiting. You can see this in this now. You do revisit the police station location.
Oh
that
my
was quite cool.
god.
So that was kind of cool. And
Cool.
It was cool because I knew where everything was.
Yeah.
So that was quite cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. I would recommend it at the right price.
Yeah. Maybe this is what I'll play after Ass Creed, because
No,
I need-
I've got a much better game than that for you.
I
to
need
play.
a good game to play.
I've got a good game for you to play after Ask Creed.
All right. Well, I'm gonna spin
Even
the.
right now, I just completely bin Ask Creed.
Should I delete it? Should I delete it?
Just delete it, man. Delete it.
Well,
Delete your save games as well to
Finish it.
make sure you can't go back.
finish 'em. Did you
It's
want to
like-
talk
it's like
about what?
Back at 6.
Shall I spin the wheel?
Yeah, well, what's the point? It's Duke.
There is no point.
There is no
Let
point.
me
Duke.
give everybody listening a tip. If you're gonna gift someone a game spontaneously in order to play online with them,
Yeah.
make sure it has an online gameplay option.
Yeah.
Because I'm a stupid moron. So we had our play date. Well, I showed up 20 minutes late because I was doing stuff, and that's a good reason to be late. I was doing stuff, but I come upon Stu and Chinny just playing "Name That Tune" with Chinny playing the guitar, and he said, "Look, what's this? What's this song, Duke?" I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, I was like, I guess there's no play date, huh? And they were like, Yeah, there's a play date. What can we play? And we started talking about Overcooked, and we're like, Sure, let's play it. And then Tainted Brain showed up, and we were like, "Oh, cool, Tainted, let's play. Let's do Among Us." He's like, what? I don't. What was the reason? Oh yeah, it was too few people. You don't want to play Among Us with just 4 people. So we were talking about we were gonna play Overcooked 2, and then I looked up and I was like, "Ooh, I could treat him to Overcooked 2. Ooh, $15. That's."
You
a
was
bit
very
much.
slick about it though.
I was, because I was like, "Are you on my friends list? Steam, add me, whatever." And then I realized Overcooked 1 was on sale for $5. I was like, "Well, that's the way to go. Let's do it." So I was like, "Gifting Overcooked 1. Here you go." And then I'm like, "Let's load it up. Let's get it. It only takes a minute to install. Oh yeah." And then someone, I guess it was Chinny, who said, "Oh wait, there's no online play with Overcooked 1."
No, that's why they made it 2.
God damn it, son of a.
And then I bought him Overcooked 2.
And then you are a sucker who gave, Mr. Moneybags. He does all right, Chinny?
I bought Overcooked 2 for him, and then we played Among Us anyway.
Right.
So
Among
basically,
Us was a lot of fun.
the moral of the story is if you come to our planet, we'll just buy people games.
We will. We're very generous.
And
And then not play them with you.
and Brian in the chat says, Stu must be feeling a bit left out, having that you didn't buy him a game. So just don't worry about it, Stu. Just get
I was
round to it.
confused. I didn't know what was going on, and people
Yeah,
just
'cause we
find
were all
people
very on the
stuff.
TL.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you want to buy Brian a game, he's there. He's happy to
Yeah.
receive it. Yeah.
But Among Us it was fun as always. We had 5 people, and that's about as small a group as you want to play this game, because smaller than that, it's not
5
gonna
was
be-
good. 5 was a good laugh, actually.
It did work enough. I was a bit worried there was too few of us, but it
Yeah.
worked. All right.
Yeah,
It did.
5 was
Especially
good.
because you become the imposter more often when there's just 5. Especially if you're me. I was the imposter
my
like
God.
4 times in a row. It
4
was
times in a
crazy.
row. I was like, can't be Duke, because he was the imposter the last 3 times. There's no way it's him again.
And
I
can I
tried
just
to
say
do that,
something?
like,
Can I
"Come
just
on,
say
what
something?
are the odds it's going to be me again? And I'm like,
I am never gonna believe anything Duke ever says.
I know.
anymore.
Because like he reported it, and he was like,
Liar.
"No, it's Stu. It's Stu." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So
That's one of the
convincing.
important things you do is you start casting aspersions as soon as you can to get people thinking that way, and then they're less likely to realize, oh wait.
Yeah, I did win as the imposter once.
And I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Think we should do.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the other
And you
thing. If
did.
you are the imposter, which you are more often in a smaller group, it's easier to win because you just have to knock off like 2 or 3 people.
You know
And
what?
There's not as many witnesses around.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. I'm feeling like we should do a Left 4 Dead or something next week.
Yeah,
Left
I've
4
got
Dead
Left 4
2
Dead
is
2. We should do the new map, the new campaign.
Yeah.
Why not?
Can we do? Can you do the multiplayer where you play as the zombies as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
totally. Let's do it. Left 4 Dead 2 next week,
Left
people.
4 Dead 2 with the new campaign.
Oh, I can't do next week.
Oh,
no, you're away.
I'm away.
You're away. Oh,
And we're
geez.
moving
We
the
need to
next
get someone
weekend
that's
after that.
standing Duke as well. We need a new person.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm away.
I guess we do.
Anyway, that's
anyway.
Among Us. That was fun. And then, real quick, I'll say a couple things about Rocket League because,
Rocket League.
first of all, I haven't really talked about this before, but there's a few highlights to my week. Leaving school Friday afternoon, start of the weekend. Yeah, spending time with the Duchess, watching movies, having dinner Friday, Saturday night. Her making dinner on Sunday night. Starting class on a Monday morning. I actually do like that. It's one of the highlights of my week. And then we have brunch from this local place near us. We get some Bloody Marys, have a couple beverages in me, and then playing Rocket League. There's nothing quite like the feeling of winning and playing well in Rocket League when you've had a couple. So that's a really nice feeling. It's not very nice to be surrounded by sour children and play badly and have them give you a hard time. So it's kind of a crapshoot when I've had, a brunch and some beverages to be like, all right, is the Rocket League going to treat me well or not today? And today it treated me well. So it was a really fun day. And I was listening to your Chemical Brothers mix, Stu, so that was fun.
Yeah, it seems perfect accompaniment to Rocket League.
Yeah, it was a good accompaniment, definitely. Now, here's the other thing. They have this, good time to put the Among Us screen on, Ginny. They have
Well, I had nothing to do.
Yeah, it's more interesting than Rocket League.
But they have this llama something. I don't know what it is. This is a piñata thing that they've got with a llama. It's a like a promotional thing. I was looking at the rewards you can get from it because it's not just like get this box and you can open it and it's got random stuff in it. That's part of it. But then there's also these rewards you can get, and they have this little bus, like combat bus. I was like, oh sweet, I want that bus. How do you get the bus? Win as MVP with the llama wheels. And I was like, okay, how do you get the llama wheels? You have to win 5 games with this flag installed. God damn it, how do you get the flag? You have to play 20 games with the llama paint on your car. I was like, God damn it, how do I get the llama paint? And then the llama paint was you have to play such and such a game with this particular card. I was like, oh God. So you had to do the one to get the other, to get the other, to get the other, to finally get the bus. And I did it. And now I have the bus. And it's so cute. And it's the only car in Rocket League, I believe, that ever honks. When you start a round, it'll go, and sometimes when you're going really fast, it's like beep, beep. So I'm like, yeah, I got a bus and it honks. Yeah.
Can I just say, while we're talking about Rocket League,
yes.
Millie's boyfriend, who Ginny doesn't agree with,
Nope.
because she didn't get permission to have a boyfriend.
I wasn't that. What I'm saying is, I'm not against her having a boyfriend. What I'm saying is, when you called the family meeting about it, I wasn't invited.
I know, it wasn't included. Yeah, he's a big Rocket League fan.
Yeah, a big fan who's played 200 hours.
I know, yeah. Millie was impressed because he played like 200 odd hours or something.
That's how you impress Millie?
And this was the funniest thing, right? Right. This is how.
Hey, baby, I've played Skyrim for 1,000 hours. Ooh, really?
Duke can't not lie. Can I just say this? Because I said, how many hours have you played, Duke? Because I know it's more than that. And he was like, oh, about 2,000.
No, you started off with how many hours have you played Rocket League, which is a weird question to get out of the blue.
Yeah. But do you know how many hours Duke's really played Rocket League for?
Go on.
2,900 and something. He's
Oh,
like
he's
an
almost
extra
3,000.
It's just mental, right? And I told Millie, she's like, oh my God.
I bet she's really impressed with me, huh?
She was very impressed with you. And what rank are you doing now?
I have fun rank. That's my rank.
So what's your ranking? What's your ranking after 2,900 hours?
Well, here's the flaw in that statement. Old people are always the best drivers, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the more you do a thing, the better you get always, right?
Yeah.
No.
So what's your rank, Duke? I'm asking a serious question.
Just tell me your rank.
What's your rank? What's your rank in Call of Duty?
I don't know. I don't play that game.
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it?
But you're always banging on about diamond.
Yeah, come on, Duke. You're always banging on about your rank. What rank are you?
I don't remember the last time I even mentioned my rank, but since you asked,
do because you want to get the fancy frigging wheels at the end of the season.
I am Platinum 2.
Platinum 2. Is that higher than Diamond?
Yes, I'm better than Millie's boyfriend.
See,
That's
look,
okay.
see how
Yeah,
Duke
I'm
pretended
not-
that he didn't care about rank, and when you said, "Is that higher than Diamond?" He went, "Fucking yes, it is. You fucking."
I was also lying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what are you really?
No, I'm Platinum 2,
he's-
which is lower than Diamond. Jeez.
Oh, he's Diamond 1 after 200
Okay,
hours.
great.
And you're... I see.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I have a job, and maybe I play for fun, and
Maybe
maybe
he's played
my-
less hours than you. You played 2,900. He's played 200.
maybe my hands don't work as well as his do.
These
Yeah.
sound like
lost my-
excuses to me.
Maybe I almost
they
lost
do,
my
they
thumb in a
sound-
dogfight. Maybe I play with randoms all the time, and he plays with
Right.
people who have his back.
When I
There's a
was
good
growing up,
explanations for this.
when I was
This is
growing
why
up,
I don't
my
like to
dad
talk about
said, "Practice makes perfect." Now you've had a
Uh-huh,
lot
and-
of practice.
and what did your dad do for a living?
He was a roofer.
And was he the best roofer ever in the world,
he-
and no one was better than him?
He never fell off.
Well, maybe he should have been a better roofer.
So
Sounds
I
like
guess
he
that's a
was
bonus.
roofer. My point is
Depending
that
how you look at it.
look, my point is this: I don't really care about my rank. I care that people judge me because I'm not a higher rank
not
for
judging
how
you.
long I've played.
I was
You're
just
not
asking.
judging. Oh, shut up! Of course you're judging me. How dare you?
Stop it, Stu.
Wow.
Stop it.
You're bad
Wow.
at lying. Dude. You're really bad at lying.
Yeah, I am terrible at
You
lying.
are
You
bad
want
at
to have a go? Have a go,
That's a
but don't
good
feel like
trait,
you're
Duke.
not having a go.
It is good to be bad at lying. Being good at lying is a bad thing. Look at Trump.
He's
Just
not
saying.
good at lying. What are you talking about?
I don't know. He does
Fly
all
around the
right.
world. People just don't care.
He convinced enough people in America to vote for him.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's a good liar. It means
I
that
guess he probably is.
he's a scumbag, and people wanted to vote for a scumbag. He's a white supremacist. People wanted to vote for a white supremacist because they hated Obama, and they just couldn't admit it. And then he
Being
comes
a
along,
white
and everyone's like, "Yeah, I'm proud to hate black people."
What I like about this show is the light tone.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should move on. You're done grilling me about
You
my
brought
rank.
up Rocket League.
You're right, I did.
But
And
Duke,
now I want
why
to
are you
talk.
so shit at Rocket League?
Yeah, Duke. Why
I'm
do you
happy to
suck
answer
after
that question
3,000
because I play for
hours?
fun. Look, it's the same reason I am 8Q in Go. All right, the board game Go. You start off level 30. The goal is to get to level. You go from 30 to 1, and then it flips when you get to the Shodan ratings. Whatever. Everybody wants to get to Shodan. I wanted to get to Shodan. I reached a point where I got to like 8K, and I just plateaued. I've been there since 2000. So for 20 years, I've been at level 8. That's fine. I'm okay with it. But everyone I meet's like, "You've been playing for so long," and just there's 100 reasons why. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm okay with it.
All right, let's move on. I'm bored of this.
Let's move on, I'm bored.
Right. Let's move on.
Spin the wheel.
Spinning the wheel.
Ah, bloody hell, the bloody wheel.
The bloody wheel.
That's what you get for having a wheel to spin.
Razor says, "I'm getting grief for my low rank in Valorant."
yeah, he's
nobody care about ranks. It's not
he's-
that important. Play
but the-
for fun, people. You are not your fucking khakis.
and what's the most important thing is that only people that are low rank that don't care about rank, and the high ranks do. So you're all lame, is what I'm saying. Yeah, he's played a lot of.
How about this? In 5 years, you come back and tell me how important your rank in.
No,
a
I don't
video
care. I don't even have a rank for anything, right?
Talking to you, talking
No,
to the
no.
people.
Well, you're both wrong. Because the main thing about playing a video game is that you're enjoying yourself and it's fun. Isn't
Yeah.
that right,
So
Ginny?
why did you bring up my rank then, Stu?
I love Assassin's Creed. Right, Fraser is playing a lot of Valorant. I watched him play a bit. No, I watched Real Kahuna play some Valorant because he's streaming it on Twitch. And I said hello in the chat, and he didn't say hello back. Listen, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you about streaming etiquette, but
You gotta
fucking
say hello.
when you're playing a game, not when you're doing a podcast, it's a bit different. But when you're playing a game, acknowledge the chat. Is all I'm saying, Neil. You fucking idiot. Only joking.
By the way, speaking of the play date, we didn't mention everybody who was in there. So it was me, you, Tainted Brain, Chinny, Stu.
Lewis.
Did Mark Hanix come in?
Mark Annex came in, yeah.
Lewis, yeah. So anyway, thanks to everybody who came by. It was fun.
Yeah, and I watched Valorant, and from what I gathered, it was CS:GO with a little bit of Overwatch sprinkled on top. And
Let's go with Overwatch sprinkled on it.
yeah, and I don't know. I've never really got into Overwatch. I quite like, but I've never really got into it. I don't know. I don't know if that's my thing. I don't know. But if I did try it, I would be trying it with Fraser and Co. I don't know. Duke, you're up
Again?
again.
Jesus.
Again.
Straight away, go.
The only other game I've been playing this week is Abaddon 2, and I've been playing a bunch of it because it's a good game. It's a role-playing game, old school, from Spiderweb Software, and I don't really have much to say about it other than it's fun and it's satisfying, and I'm ranking up. They know how to look. Let me say this: if you like old school RPGs with a lot of text and turn-based combat, this is the Spiderweb is your developer.
Chinny's in there straight away.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is that, but here's the thing. Look, if the complaint about Assassin's Creed is they keep tweaking and changing things and turning their back on a formula that has worked for them in the past, Spiderweb does not do that. So they give us different stories each time, which is really good. And they build on their past storylines and stuff, which is awesome. It does not have these big quest markers for you to run toward. Yeah, it's very, it takes me right back to when I was in high school, and I was like, if you ever played the gold box games, Pool of Radiance and all that, they were good games, and these games feel a lot like those. So, the graphics are very simple. It's all sprite based, but it's, good sound effects. It's a lot of fun.
There you go.
Not my type of thing, I'm afraid, Duke. But
I'm looking at it and thinking, nope.
Isometric,
blame you.
is it old
Feeling
school Fallout type thing?
Very old school. But it's as I said before, it scratched the itch that I had, going on with.
Yeah.
I want a role-playing game. I want to kill rats in the basement and then go out and fight bigger monsters and get better gear, and that's what's happening. So, yeah. And you feel strong as you level up. That's the nice thing, you get more powers, you get new spells as the wizard and all that. So it's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly what it says on the tin.
Nice.
No, that's fair enough. That is fair enough.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm spinning the wheel. Oh my god, it's landed on Stu.
Okay, right. I'm going to go into a new game I played this week.
Yeah.
A new game, which is what I think Chinny should play next. I think you should fucking bin off Assassin's Creed.
Is it the one that you fucking streamed on your own Twitch channel?
I did. It's true. It's so true. I think you should be playing Mafia Definitive Edition, Chinny. Because guess what? I'll tell you what. First things first. Let's get this bollocks out of the way. There's no fucking stupid side quests you've got to do. All that bullshit. There isn't any of that.
No. Well, they didn't exist in 2001.
2002.
Was it 2002? That was a guess. I was quite proud of myself.
You were very close. Yeah, 2002 it originally came out.
Stu, can you move your camera up at least? I mean, I'm angry enough that you got your own Twitch channel, even though for years, I told you.
What's up with the corner? Oh no, that I can't because I use my phone as a camera.
I know, but get a fucking stand for your phone.
Can't be bothered. Anyway,
but you can be bothered to stream on your own thing, even though I've told you for years to stream on ours.
Fine. Well, you helped me set it up. I better use it
for your DJing thing.
Well, I guess
I'm doing other stuff now.
It's on there.
I've branched out.
Well, I'm changing the whole thing. I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to burn the lot. I'm going to keep all the Patreon money.
Are you listening? Well, you're doing that anyway.
Yeah.
So.
It's a scam.
Yeah, it is a fucking scam.
Join our Patreon.
It's going in a bank of Chinny. Okay, here goes. This game is good.
It looks good.
It is good. It's shiny.
You still have to stick to the speed limit.
No, they've taken that out. You can turn it off.
That's the only thing I remember about the first Mafia is sticking to the speed limit. And there was a bug where it made people's eyes pop out, and I don't remember. I never really played much of it.
The other cool thing about this is they put I don't know whether this was in the original game, but there's a speed limiter on the car.
Yeah,
that's what I just said.
Oh, was that in the original as well? A speed limit.
You said about the speed limit. Stu is talking about you can limit the speed on your
the car. You can turn on speed.
Right, but the reason that's there is because you used to get in trouble if you went over the speed.
Well, it's in Mafia 2 as well, I think.
Yeah, you can't drive too fast, and
Yeah, that was the big thing about. I remember reading it in a magazine, going, "Oh, this game's so realistic. You gotta stick to the speed limit. Oh my god. But yeah, it was a buggy mess, Mafia. I remember Marsh had it on the PC, and I remember playing it a little bit around there. I'm thinking, oh, this looks pretty good, and then never played it. But Mafia 2 came out, and that was brilliant.
I went the wrong way, by the way. At this point, you can probably
no one can see that, Stu, 'cause it's a podcast.
I know, but you can. But here's the thing, right? The voice acting's good. It's all about story.
I can play some of the voice acting. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's.
Hey, boo!
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
But yeah, it's basically you're taxi driver, you get sort of caught up in some shit. The next thing you know, you're working for the mafia.
The mob. That's how it starts.
That's how it starts, 'cause
You
it's
get
not
a
the
little
cash
job,
money.
and then you do a good job, and
cash.
the mob comes in and goes, "Hey, you're good at that
Hey,
job. Do you
want
want a
some cash?
gun? Do you want to shoot people in the head?"
Cash. Want some cash, Johnny? Have some cash.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't know whether they've updated much in the mechanics or anything, but it works pretty well. I'm quite enjoying it so far. And do you know why? Because it's all about story. There's no bullshit. There's no fucking collectibles. There's
No.
fucking... Well, there
Well,
is.
that's what
actually,
Abaddon 2 is like.
Yeah.
there are
Well-
collectibles, but you don't. Who cares?
Mafia 2 was very. I mean, it got criticised for not having side missions and stuff, but I loved that. I
Oh,
absolutely.
interestingly, I've seen some negative reviews for this game because there's nothing to do in the open world.
But I like how focused that is. That's like a.
Yeah,
that's
it's
quite a
just-
bold move these
Everything
days.
doesn't need to be open world though.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Just driving from place to place. Although there was a mission today which took ages to get to.
I do feel like there's something in. Yeah, you're right, Duke. You know why is it an open world? I would probably say the argument to that is it's kind of like, it's kind of
It's building up
yeah, it feels a little bit more real. But I do think there is a market these days for open world games to have less in them. You know,
Oh yeah, that's fine. I
to-
mean, certainly the trend has been to put everything into open world games.
some
not just
main
saying-
quests, some interesting side quests,
Right.
some collectibles. That'll do. That's all you need.
I don't even care about collectibles myself, but I know
No,
some people.
yeah. But like, if they were interesting though,
Make them quality, not quantity.
I feel like if you had collectibles that kind of unlocked a couple of missions or something, that would be
Oh,
quite
yeah.
cool, you know? Like if you had like, yeah,
But
yeah.
like in Skyrim, I don't think I've ever actually done the Stones of Baranzaya quest. 7 million hours in that game. I've never finished that quest because who cares?
yeah, you never know what happens though.
You're right. I don't.
In the you know the Breath of the Wild video game,
Yes.
the Zeldas. There's the, what do you collect? These like fucking weird nuts or something?
No.
That's the one. Like you,
Oh yeah.
like is it Doku leaves or nuts or something?
Oh look, it is an iPad. Has anyone made that joke before? Ha 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 ha.
And like if you there's 1,000 of these things to collect in Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
and this kid, bless him, on Twitch, is streaming it, and he's collecting them all, and he's like so excited to cash it in. Right? He's like, oh my god, this is it, guys. And then the guy goes, thanks for collecting those, and he gives him a trophy, a gold trophy, in the shape of a turd.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow.
So that's what Nintendo think of your collectibles.
That's what you need. A turd. A golden turd.
So you're liking Mafia then?
Yes, I am enjoying it actually. It is more my kind of game.
I don't disagree with you, Stu, that I should play this. I will like this. I have never played the first Mafia. I love the second one. But the problem is that if somebody's addicted to crack, how do you get them off crack and to try something that's good for them? You know, exercise. This is like Mafia is like exercise, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey is crack. How do you do that?
No, I guess. I just think you should be playing this. You need to delete.
That's like saying to a crack addict, you should stop taking crack.
Delete
know.
it now, Chinny. Delete it live.
Just
on
throw that
the-
crack out the window. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to go out the window and pick it back up again.
You just need to do it.
I
And
love it.
delete your save game. That's what you need to do.
I'm like, the only way is to burn my Xbox. It's the only way.
It isn't because, right, here's the thing. If you deleted the game and your save data,
Yeah.
that would be a nightmare because you'd have to start.
But I
from the
can't do
beginning
that. I
again.
can't do it. I'd hover over the button and then I'd throw the controller at them.
Right, here's what you need to do, right? You need to show Tara how to do that.
She does not
And
care.
then when she does it, you can't stop her.
You're assuming that Tara cares about any of this.
No, but if you ask her to do your...
She
do it
won't.
for you,
She'd be
have
like,
her
I
pay,
don't give a
she wouldn't
shit.
do
Do whatever you like. You're a fucking adult. Stop
it.
it.
No, but she would do it if you said,
No, she
Tara,
wouldn't.
can you do this thing
She
for
wouldn't.
me?"
She'd be like, no.
See, that's that's the addict talk.
She'd say, grow a dick.
Oh, she wouldn't do it. Well, I don't know what to say anymore. But play this, Chinny.
And then she'd punch me. Yeah, you're right, Stu. I don't disagree. Are you still playing as the same guy? Is it Vito?
Tommy.
Tommy?
Players.
You play as
Yeah.
Tommy? Because I know
can't
what,
remember.
what's famous about Mafia is that they all link, right? Like I know 1, 2, and 3, but they're vastly different eras that they're set in, and there's a scene at the end of Mafia 1 that's in Mafia 2 as a side mission,
Interesting.
or as a side mission, or one of the missions. And then in Mafia 3, the main character of Mafia 2 is a side mission in Mafia 3, and he's a lot older and he's down in his look and stuff. And yeah, no, it's
What's kind of cool as well, I don't know whether you can see this on screen, but you get your little mini map with your line on, but also you get signs at the side of the road that kind of blend in, and they just disappear as you go past, so they have an arrow pointing in which direction you need to go.
Oh yeah, that was
There's
in Mafia 3.
Yeah, there's some nice, cool little touches. I'm assuming it's in Mafia 2 probably as well, but I just can't remember.
I think in Mafia 2 indicates, I think, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
you
don't.
again, like the Resident Evil games, they've
I
done
know what I
an
should do.
amazing job of upgrading this.
This makes me want to play LA Noire again.
I know, that's another open world that has nothing to do in it.
Yeah, I just like playing as a psychotic detective.
I know, everybody like that.
You did it! You murdered him! I saw you with the knife! No, I got a witness here. This person, I was like in a different country. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was with Blue.
Yeah. I was with Blue. It was red. It was red all
It
along.
was red. It wasn't me, it was red. Who's red?
Yeah,
Yeah, give it low, Chitty. Do yourself a favour.
but I feel like I need a palate cleanser. Like Resident Evil 3 would be a good palate cleanser, wouldn't
That's
it?
good. That is also
Blah,
good.
blah,
I
blah.
recommend that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? Look, are you far in it?
Not really, no. I would say probably 2 or 3 hours, maybe.
I'll tell you what I am waiting for though, Stu. I'll tell you what would get me off Assassin's Creed.
Anything other than that game.
Control.
Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, no, I need your address again actually, and I will send it you.
You just want me to read it on the podcast so people
No, I
stalk
don't
me.
want you to read your
1,
address
2,
out
3
on the
Fake
podcast.
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll send you Control. Yeah, that's such a good game.
Control.
Yeah. There's a lot of good third-person games around at the moment, but you know, this Control, Resident Evil 3. There's some good games. Some good games to be played.
Sweet. Mafia Definitive Edition gets the thumbs up from
It definitely
Stu.
gets the thumbs up. It's good. And worth the price. It's worth them. Well, that being said, I did get a tenner off. So, you know, £25, I reckon that's probably about right for this game.
Fucking hell.
So, which is still cheaper than the
I've got it,
retail
Stu.
one.
I've got it.
You've
bought
got what?
The Mafia.
Have you? How?
I got it. Day one, I got it.
So you've got the definitive edition. You bought
Well,
it.
Chris bought it.
Okay.
But I bought Ghost of Tsushima, so he got that.
Wow.
So we agreed. I'll get Ghosts, you get Mafia, and then he sent me a picture saying, "Look, I'm downloading it now." I'm like,
And
"Great!"
you're still playing Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think anymore.
I've got so many games.
Somebody who finishes what he started.
You're playing something.
You
I'm
were
doing
good.
You're playing something terrible when you could be playing something good. What is your problem?
I don't know. Crack.
Yeah. Jesus. I have no clue what.
All right, we're moving on.
You should call yourself that for your DJ name.
I know. There's a reason.
DJ Crack.
DJ Crack.
Stu, I think you're the only person who's.
Am I the only one who's still got stuff to talk about?
I ain't got nothing.
I played another new game this week.
Yeah, and you streamed it, you bitch.
I know, I streamed this game as well. But I've been playing it in VR also, which I didn't stream. Well, obviously I
Everybody's
streamed
been banging on about this one.
It's good. It's good. I've been
What
playing
is it?
Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh, that's right. It's the new space game. I didn't even know this was coming out.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that. Someone came in the stream and was like, I didn't know. Oh, it was
Here's
Fleck.
what I want to know about this game, and nobody's been able to answer it. So maybe you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it better than Rebel Galaxy Outlaw? Oh wait, you can't answer that because you haven't played that.
What's Rebel Galaxy Outlaw? It's cool, is what I would say.
Yes.
This game, it looks great. Graphically, it's great. I haven't seen too much of the sort of microtransaction shit that I'm assuming is in this game somewhere.
Is it
So
free?
Is it what? Sorry.
Is it free?
No, you have to pay. But
What
it's
what
EA,
made you
so
made
there's
you
gotta be
buy
some
it?
Shit in there.
What made you buy it?
Because I like Star Wars, and it's another game I can use my flight stick for. and VR for that matter.
Who makes decisions based on hardware? That's so
I
weird.
do. It's totally true. I'm like, I'm gonna play this in VR and with a flight stick.
It's a new
Fucking
game
in.
of Star Wars. Who made it though? This is the only thing they've made. No, they made the last Battlefront game, didn't they?
But this is good. Honestly, it's kind of fun. I'm obviously only playing the campaign stuff at the moment. You play as both like Rebels and the Imperial Alliance. So you're playing, TIE fighters and X-wings.
The Empire. It's not the Imperial Alliance.
Oh, whichever.
The good and the bad.
The good and the bad. You play as good and bad. Dark and light. There you go. X-wing. Do you know what? Actually, I quite like playing in the TIE fighter more than the X-wing. I know. I like the dark.
You
side.
dirty bastard.
I'm a
You dirty,
bastard.
filthy
My
bastard.
regards to Emperor Palpatine. Ugh.
I just like the viewpoint. It's great. I have been playing in VR. I have had some issues with VR.
Uh-oh.
Scratching your balls.
No, not game related at all. But there's been a few updates since I last plugged my VR headset in via Link using the cable and everything.
Oh
And
no.
I've had issues getting it to connect. It's been a
Oh
nightmare.
no.
But I've got it to connect eventually twice, and I've
Oh
played it twice,
yay.
and it's great in VR. This looks great.
What does the rest of the cockpit look like?
It looks cool when you're sat inside. You can obviously look around, look at your feet. The sort of body representation, and your head in the VR headset is obviously where the head is in the game, which is a bit weird. You look down and you can see the collar of your outfit, but if you move backwards and reset the camera, you can just see this headless mannequin in the seat.
I got you.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
That's all
Don't
VR
try to
games.
break it.
Yeah.
I know, I like breaking the immersion. But it looks good. The only thing I would say, sort of distant stuff like the stars in the sky and stuff look a bit blurry, but sort of close-up stuff looks really cool. There's like in the tutorial at the beginning, they sort of take you overall as like a Star Destroyer and all that kind of stuff, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
The whole tutorial is just sort of game porn. It's like, look at this. Look how cool a Star Destroyer looks close up, and look how cool this looks close up.
Well, yeah.
It looks like they got like a good thing going with scale, as you say. Like things look huge.
Oh yeah,
Which
when
is-
you the only thing I would say, and this is probably a bit of a criticism for the game, I never feel like I'm going fast.
No.
That is a
So
criticism.
even when you've got like full throttle and boost on, you are moving, but you don't. It's only when another ship goes past you that you
Well,
realize.
that's the thing is you need to have stuff you're moving past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need something sort of relative to your position.
Well, it's
I
like if
guess.
you're driving out like in a big open field, you're not going to really feel like you're going fast. Whereas
Yeah.
If you're going through a tunnel, you're like, yeah.
But then the dogfights work really well. It does a good job of teaching you how to fly and use all the systems. There's a lot of systems.
Your feedback there, Stu, on it doesn't feel fast, wasn't a problem with the game. It was a problem with physics.
Well, yeah, maybe.
You're just not happy with
Well,
the
no,
way
no,
physics
that's
work.
not true because the game ought to give
See,
you
here,
this
you're going full
information of
pelt
it.
down this corridor, if you will, a tunnel, and you don't look like you're going that fast, even though you're going full throttle. I feel like things should be whizzing by, and they're not.
But maybe the
that-
game,
That is a game problem. That's not a physics.
maybe the game is simulating it. I don't know. Why don't you add the sound effect? What?
Yeah. But it's good. It works. Like I say, once I got the VR headset up and running and got it worked and connected, it's
It's
really
funny,
cool.
isn't it? When you watch somebody play a game, you're saying, "Oh, it's good. I really enjoyed it," and I'm watching you play it right now, and you look so bored.
I'm serious though. That's my problem when I'm streaming. I'm concentrating on the game and not really thinking about. By the way, do you like the haircut of Millie? So not Kay, because Kay don't do it. Millie cut my
Yeah.
hair again today.
Yeah, I'm
She's
just-
good.
I'm enjoying how you
That
streaming
new
it.
coif.
The divergent within the sentence question.
I know. Look at me.
Hey,
Don't you
oh,
look
by the way, you like my
handsome?
haircut?
I'm enjoying the way you skanked me on your own stream. Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
I know, yeah. But yeah, the flight stick works really cool. But there's a lot of stuff of shit you've got to think about, right? You've got to divert power to shields, divert power to weapons, divert power
Fuck
to
that, man.
other
Rebel
shit,
Galaxy is
balance
like,
it,
go, shoot things.
engines, boost, weapons.
It can't be
shield.
that complicated. I mean, I saw the crew in the movies. They didn't look like rocket scientists to me.
You're constantly thinking
Yeah,
about
but there's
right, what
five
do I
of them.
need to do
You're
at
doing
this
the work
point?
of 5 people.
Oh yeah.
But
Do you get
then
little?
it's like-
Do you get little
Sorry.
robots, Stu? Little R2?
You have a droid on top of your ship. He repairs
Ah.
it for you.
Does he?
So if you got a repair droid, you can also get reloaded off other people in your squad.
I beg your pardon.
So you can get like your sort of missiles. Missile locks are a lot of fun. So they're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when you manage to shoot like an enemy like TIE fighter or X-wing when it's coming towards you, and you manage to shoot it out of the sky, and then you fly through the explosion. Is very cool.
Is there? You play the campaign? Is there characters? I'm seeing.
Yeah. There's full story.
Full
there's
story.
Like mission
Cutscenes.
structure, there's cutscenes. There's everything you could wish for. What's cool in VR, you get like a full-on curved giant cinema screen to watch the cutscenes on.
That's interesting.
And then they've also done all the cutscenes in VR as well. So the more interactive ones are actually in full VR, in 3D and everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just like what's quite cool with I mean, I know I keep banging on about VR, but what's cool about the VR aspect of this game is it doesn't feel like it's been bolted on. It feels like they've thought about.
Well, you sit it in a cockpit, like that's what VR was made for, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, even the fact that they've, interactive cutscenes are all in VR as well, and it's only really the cinematic stuff that isn't.
Well, you either do it or you don't, do you? Right? Like,
No, I think they've done a really good job.
Yeah.
So again, another recommendation. If you want to shoot shit,
no, it's not my thing, really. I don't like flying games. No.
Sometimes they're okay. I mean, I still haven't finished Rebel Galaxy Outlaw.
I want to play that because that's got pool in it.
Well, yeah. This looks like it could be okay, but I'll probably wait till it's free on the Epic Games Store in a year.
Yeah.
There is a problem that I haven't mentioned, and I should have done right at the top of all of this.
Let's get to the problem then.
I bought it on Epic Games Stores.
Shit.
Which I thought was fine. I don't have to do anything. I can just launch it straight from Epic Games Stores.
Yes.
But no, you can't.
Oh, no.
I know, because I've now had to download fucking EA's launcher. Origin. Which I didn't want to do. But as soon as Pardon?
Why is it a big deal?
Because it links Origin to Epic Game Store, then you have to launch it from Origin, even though it's in Epic Game Store. And
okay, well,
I wasn't expecting to have to launch yet another, or download, should I say, yet another launcher to play a game.
It's frustrating, no doubt, but
it is frustrating because it doesn't tell you that.
Well, I know.
But then I got a tenner off because I had yet another token. So I was just
so the question is, are you more of a cheapskate or are you more of a simplistic, easygoing,
Well, I'm assuming it wouldn't matter which platform you buy it on. I'm assuming the same thing affects the Steam version. I can't imagine.
Well, no, because EA is now on Steam. Like there are some
maybe
games that are on Steam that launch right from Steam. I think maybe I don't know. I haven't played it.
Yeah, because the EA or the whole EA launcher thing, that's just dead in the water now, isn't it?
Well, it makes you bloody loaded up for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I say, great game. If you like Star Wars, all the music's intact, sound effects all sound great. Controlling the ship is a lot of fun. Dogfights are always fun. You know what I mean? When the only time you really feel like you're going fast is when another fighter comes flying past.
All right, you've said that already. Wrap it up.
That's it. Done.
Gavin Butcher in the chat says, "Hey guys," and then he does a waving emoji. I'm not sure if I agree with the waving emoji, but thank you, Gavin, very much.
Hey, Gavin. And that's it. I'm not going to talk about it. I have played other stuff, but I'm going to save that till next.
Don't you fucking
save
dare!
it for next time.
Don't you?
Save it for next time. I've talked enough tonight.
All right. Well, what is it now? What are we doing now?
Oh, news! We got news. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, you're thinking of buying one of those Series X's at some point, Ginny?
No.
Oh, what about you, Duke? Are you gonna buy one of those?
No.
Because if you do, and you think, do you know what? It gives you 800 gigs of memory to use. You know what I mean? To put your games on. But these games are going to be enormous. Most of these games are going to take over 100 gigs to download.
Yeah.
And I know you should only play one game at a time, but people don't do that, do they? They download other games and go, I need to download other shit. So there's a solution for that. There's a solution. They went, let's do some expandable storage. Let's put some of that shit in there, and then you can, download.
You can buy more from us.
Buy more storage. And Seagate are making these. Little tiny. They are actually quite smaller, miniature things. and you just plug them in, and away you go. If you want to spend another $219 for a terabyte of extra memory,
Fuck, 219 quid. Dollars.
Well, probably will be probably 200 quid in this country.
I bought. What did I bought? I've got all Seagate hard drives here. I've got one in my Xbox.
Yes, you do.
So what are you saying? Because I was kind of ignoring it because I was getting bored. But the the hard drive for what? A PlayStation?
Yeah. So a Series X. No, Xbox Series
Xbox
X.
Series X. Can I just not buy a hard drive and whack it in?
I don't know. I've not read whether that's a thing.
I tell you what. Are we talking SSDs here?
No, honestly, Chinny, you need to see these things. Right? It's a terabyte on the smallest thing I've ever seen. It's literally
Yeah, but it's an SSD, isn't it? It's
yeah,
it's an SSD.
Probably
Right.
not. There's a new kind of micro drive that's even smaller than an SSD. I mean,
it is tiny, Chinny. This is literally the size of a pen drive.
Yeah. Okay. So the price there is justified because like that's a different ball game.
Yeah, it's completely new tech. And
Yeah. Okay.
games
Fine.
will boot up instantly from this, so it will work exactly the same as the internal
Yeah.
drive. That's
It's
in it.
yeah.
But it's still a lot of.
It's a lot of money, but that's where
That's
that's
the
where that
console.
technology is at the moment. Unfortunately, it's expensive stuff.
Here's the thing, right? I bought 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago a 4 terabyte Seagate PS4 hard drive for my PC, so I've got it plugged in the PC.
Yeah.
Right, gaming drive.
Yes.
4 terabytes.
Yes.
Works perfect with any game. I've got the Star Wars Squadrons installed on it, and it just boots up. Once it's booted up, it works like any other hard drive. 68 quid that costs.
But
me
the
for
problem
4
is, Stu,
terabytes.
I'm with you, right? I've got 2 4 terabyte hard drives that I put all my videos on. I back them up with 2 other ones. I've got a hard drive in my PC for Steam games. I've got a hard drive in my Xbox for Xbox games. But the problem is, there's a different type of hard drive now.
I get that. I do. I really
So
do.
and it reads the information differently and quicker because they need it to. Xbox needs it to.
right? I do kind of agree. I do. But you can get a pretty decent M.2 drive with a terabyte on for about 90 quid now. So it's still double the price of an M.2 drive, which are super fast.
I mean, we don't know if these are. I'm assuming these are like the official Xbox ones.
Oh yeah.
Do we
Yeah,
know
yeah,
if there's going to be some third-party ones?
I doubt it. You could be right. There could be.
Because like, I know 220 quid is a lot of money for a terabyte of space,
It's a lot of money for a terabyte.
but I get that it's a different type of hard drive. Because it's all that loading screens is like 3 seconds instead of 20 seconds and all that sort of stuff, and that would do that. But maybe there's going to be a third party one that does the same thing for 50 quid less or something. I don't know.
Look, here's my thing, right? I just feel like I've got this external hard drive plugged in, and yeah, it might take another 10 seconds to load up a game. But in the scheme of things, do you know what? I used to fucking load up pissing bloody Commodore 64.
Well, that's fine then.
games
You
back
carry
in
on
the
then,
day.
Stu.
yeah. And besides, that was because you didn't have a
Spectrum
choice.
games,
Now
which
you have a
took
choice.
fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah, but
Now you have
10
choice.
seconds in the scheme of things means no difference.
but
Flash fry a buffalo in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I want it now.
but you can just carry on, Stu.
I know. I just think it's kind of just not ripping people off. I don't.
Well, it's a choice, isn't it? And people have
But
the
it
choice.
is like, let's make so much money on peripherals.
And look, this is my thing about you wait a year, this shit goes down. They have a 2 terabyte one, and then they'll knock the price down to this one. So just wait it out. Like that's why you got to wait it out. These consoles, you don't know what to buy. You've just got to wait it out.
It's a little bit like, right, this is what it's like. Was it the Vita or the PSP? I can't remember which one, but either the PS Vita or the PSP. And Sony had their own memory card that you had to use. You couldn't buy any old, like an SD card that was half the price. You had to buy the.
I think it was the
memory
Vita.
card.
Yeah, I think it was the Vita.
To expand the memory, you had to buy their own, and it was about 4 times the cost of a normal SD card.
Yeah.
And this, to me, just smacks of the same thing. Now, if they're allowing, right, and I will take it all back, if they're allowing external hard drives to work in the same way they did with, Xbox One, then that's fine.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
all you're paying for is the extra. You know, if you want that extra, like it's got to be exactly the same as the internal drive. I
Yeah.
mean, I must admit, I am impressed at how much memory is on the tiniest drive I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
It is impressive. I will give them that.
it is.
But I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of money for a tiny little hard drive.
Well, don't buy it then.
I'm not going to. I ain't buying the console. So none
No.
of this makes any problems for me. But people who are considering buying one of these, it is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I if I was to buy an Xbox, I would probably buy some storage solution to it. But the reason why I wait for these things is because you can find these things out. People buy them, and then they go, "Oh, it does. There is a third party. Oh, if you know somebody else does this." Or later on,
But
what
they
did
only-
Xbox
we
3?
only find out about this stuff if people complain. So when you
Yeah.
get one of these, you need to complain if you're not happy, so that the rest of us can learn from your mistake.
Well, it's just like also like they unlock these features as well.
Right.
They the 360 you couldn't do external hard drives, and then you could, and so they update things and they change things, and
Because people are complaining. They want
because
people to stop complaining. So our
Yeah.
number one power as consumers is to complain.
you look at it like that. I look at it like, let the idiots buy the stuff first.
Well, yeah, and as long as the idiots complain,
As long as the idiots complain,
be an idiot and complain. That's what
You
I
know,
tell
So
that.
you
here's it,
know-
right? Okay, I've just googled it to find out because you know what? There's always a way of finding this shit out, isn't there?
Sometimes.
Okay, Series X supports all existing 3.1 hard drives.
yeah,
So external hard drives, it supports them all.
but
it won't play a game off one.
so you got to move it. Yeah, I did heard
You've
that.
got
Yeah.
to temporarily store it
Yes,
The hell is the point?
on
because
the
because the
external hard
games
drive.
need to read the information quickly. Is the point?
They could do this if they wanted.
I don't know.
It's just about selling more stuff.
Mm, Yeah, they could do it. Just have slightly like lower.
I don't know because there was this thing about Halo 3 when it came out, and the way it's made, it couldn't be stored on an external hard drive. It had to be stored on the hard drive, like
Well,
on the thing. So it's like
Yeah.
if you make these games with this intention, then they have to run like that. And then say you're playing a big open world, it doesn't stream in properly because the memory resource isn't there.
That's bollocks, right? Because I'm playing stuff on my PC that will probably equally be as high resolution as an Xbox Series X game. I've got.
It's
like,
not
for
about
instance-
that. It's about how these games are made from the ground up for these
No,
consoles,
no.
not for the
But they're
PC.
not, though, because they're all going to run on Xbox One, aren't they, as well?
For now,
For now, but they can get them to run on Xbox One. I
For
think it's
now.
bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on this.
but it's not.
I'm
It's
probably bored with this discussion. So
Yeah.
can we
Anyway,
move
by the way, just to finish the conversation off, PS5 will be compatible with external drives that will run games
on?
from them.
Because Sony tends to make peripherals more friendly for their
Yeah, because
system.
Sony goes, yeah, we don't care, we're not bothered. There you go. Anyway, end of conversation.
It's the first knockback that Xbox have had for a while. they've been pretty far ahead so far in terms of like PR spin and all that sort of stuff. So they've had a bit of a
Only one more quick
knocked
thing
out.
I'd like to mention. Well,
yes.
a couple of things actually, two things. Stadia, Google's super duper streaming
Yeah,
service.
I was cleaning out my office and I found my Stadia box.
I bet you did, but it's covered in dust.
It is.
Stadia doesn't work on Google's new Chromecast that they've just released.
Mm.
Hmm.
I like it.
Will
It's
do
a bold.
eventually, there's
It's a
an
bold
update
move.
coming.
It's a bold move.
It's this is like when Xbox went, yeah, that Kinect thing, we're not gonna ship it with it anymore. I don't know. This is just
I want to be at that meeting where they go,
failure.
we've got a new Chromecast, and we're thinking about making Stadia work on it. When can we get that ready, guys? How about we don't?
Mm.
And then I'm off. And he walks out the meeting.
So
Genius.
Super quick news.
Super quick news.
Control. This is quite interesting. I have no idea why this is a thing.
Not feeling very quick at the moment, Duke, is it?
The
I would say
computer game
not.
Control, which Ginny will be playing very soon when I've sent it to him.
Still slow.
Gotta stick that in during super quick news.
Yeah.
Super quick news. The Control. Someone has hacked the camera in the game, and when they go outside of the oldest house, which is where the game is set,
Yeah.
which you never leave, so you're never outside the oldest house in the game. There's a fully functioning road layout and cars going up and down and traffic lights and stuff.
Barely news.
No, why is that? That's so cool that we've got all this.
There's a YouTube
I
channel.
don't think you understand what he just said. There's fully functioning
There's
roads.
there is a
no one else
YouTube
can do
channel called Boundary Break.
Yeah.
I suggest that you subscribe to that YouTube channel, Shu, and watch it because that's the whole fucking channel.
Yeah, but most of that, I don't think they ever find stuff so detailed for no reason.
Yeah, Chinny, would they find stuff that's detailed? Come on.
What
No.
probably happened is they had some sort of scene where they go outside, so they made all that, and then they went, "Oh shit, we can't do that, so fuck it, we'll just leave it."
Anyway, final bit of super quick news. Cyberpunk
Not quite so super quick when you say it
I'm
twice.
trying
Just
to do
say
it.
like
CD Projekt, who are making Cyberpunk 2077, said, "We will not have any more crunch at our studio. There is no more crunch happening.
Good.
We are not going to force people to do loads of
Good.
work when they don't need to. Apart from at the end of the development where we're going to make people work 6 days a week to make sure it
What?
opens on time."
That's crunch. What are you talking about?
I know.
But they've got a
I know.
deadline. Like how
They-
like the only way you
Oh.
can't have crunch is that you don't have a
Yeah, but,
deadline
well,
for your
Yeah,
game to come out.
this game has
Well, that's
been
fine.
delayed twice.
So that's what
They
I'm
have
saying.
had
That's what
more
I'm
than
saying.
enough time.
Because they have now said it's coming out this time, so they have to have a crunch.
Yeah, but they
It-
should have had it ready the last 2 times it was meant to be released.
But they
so They should have had
don't.
loads of time.
they don't.
Why is it
They're
so
not very good
important?
at planning, are they?
Why is it important to meet that particular hard deadline?
Because a lot of things get printed, arranged, press, money gets spent, advertising gets bought. That's
yeah, but
why
okay,
it's
all
important.
right. I hear what you're saying, but on the other hand, if you're a month out and you're still not close to being done, you just tell the PR department, "Don't print that stuff yet. We're gonna need some more time."
We'll update it when it releases.
It's also like to do with like the fiscal years and stuff. They need it to be out, don't they? At some point, they
need to
need
not
the
have-
Anyway,
they need the return.
Voters jumping off of buildings because they're under so much pressure and
They
stress.
they need their return on the investment, right?
Yeah, well, that's always my number one priority is return on investment.
And everybody knows that the people who do all the hard work don't matter that much,
well, exactly.
right? And I mean, to be fair to CD Projekt Red, they have took their sweet berry time on this game. So if I was the guy who was saying, "Look, guys, hey, CD Projekt Red, how you doing? Everything all right? Great. When you coming out? Oh, we're coming out November. Are you definitely coming out this time? Because last time I bought a lot of it and I was fine with it, but you keep fucking me around. Yeah, oh, totally. I'll be like, no, behave yourselves, you fucking idiots.
Well, the other thing is that, the earlier you start showing like footage and like pre-alpha release stuff, the more hype there is, and then you got to sustain that hype, and then you got to make it seem like it's right around the corner, even if it's not ready.
They announced
So
this
don't
game.
start hyping things up 2 years before the game is even in a stable state.
They announced this game like they made this game for ages in the dark, for ages.
Well,
So
but
I feel like
and I don't know about this particular game, but I do feel like the more you generate that hype too early, the more pressure you put on the people making it.
I think they've done a good. They had good intentions in trying not to have crunch and
well,
trying not
okay,
to.
let me put it. What about this, Chinny? Right? I hear what you're saying. I do. I hear what you're saying.
It's just inevitable.
But if you're running a company,
Yeah.
right, and you know, right, they'll have known probably 3 or 4 months ago that they weren't going to make the deadline at the rate they were working.
Yeah.
Right, because people know shit. If you're running a company, building whatever it may be, cars, games, houses, warehouses, whatever you're making, right?
Mhm.
You have a rough idea. You have people who time manage planning and all that shit to make sure stuff gets done when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what people get paid to do.
Yeah.
Now, you'd have thought 3 or 4 months ago, when they realised that they didn't have enough staff, especially all the COVID shit going down, right? Didn't have enough staff working on this at a fast enough rate to get this finished when it was going to release. Why wouldn't they go, right, guys, voluntary overtime, right? You, like anybody in the office who wants to work an extra day a week, we'll pay you, the overtime rate, we'll pay you time and a half or double time to do it. So we get this shit done on time and we're not having to force anyone to work extra when they don't want to. Does that not make sense? There will be people who want the cash. And
Yeah.
will be happy.
I
to work the
even
extra
yeah, but you
hours for
still do that,
cash.
and there'll still be a crunch.
Yeah,
Not
there-
necessarily.
Well, you just can't run a company based on like voluntary.
Well, you can because people will.
It's
do it.
amazing
People will
what
do it
you,
all
it's
the time.
amazing
This
how
moment they
much
will, but
it's
then why
amazing.
don't all companies do it that
It's
way?
amazing how much a deadline will make people work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at a certain point, you have to crack the whip if you're a boss.
You do and you don't. There are ways and means of getting more out of people without forcing them to do stuff.
I don't want to bring in
My
like
students.
I don't want to bring in real world examples of this, right? But we was told to do 20 of something in 2 days, and I was told that we can only do 6, all right? And we got 20 done.
Oh yeah, look, I don't disagree.
And I know that's
I've been
vague.
managing,
I don't want to
as
go
you know,
into.
for
I don't want
many,
to.
many years.
I don't want to go into detail, but you'd be amazed at what a fucking deadline can do to people, right? It's like we've all done it. Like when I was at uni, I was like, oh, it's fucking 11:30. I haven't done a fucking
But-
single thing on this assignment. Oh my god, I just did it all in like 3 hours. Wow, look at
Yeah, but it
me.
wasn't very good.
No, it's not
necessarily.
very good.
Deadline, right. Deadline, right? You've got to have. Have you ever heard of SMART objectives? Ginny?
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things about SMART objectives is what?
Realistic.
You've
time
got to
based.
be fucking realistic.
measurable,
right?
yeah,
And
all
these
that stuff.
guys, if
Yeah,
you're
but-
setting a deadline, it's got to be fucking realistic.
Yeah, they do all that, and then they still get
They
it
don't do all
wrong.
that. They know.
They
for-
do.
will have known
Are you
it's not
accusing
realistic.
this company, your favourite fucking developer, of not having smart objectives as soon as they start this
They
shit? Of
don't.
course they
They
do.
don't, Mark.
Of course
No,
they
don't,
do.
Because if they did, they wouldn't be doing this. would
Because-
they?
I don't
they've
know.
gone,
How many
"Oh,
games have you
we
made,
till
Stu?
December.
unknown
That
things
deadline's unrealistic. We need till
along the way.
December to do
No,
this.
no.
But they don't do that
None of
because
us
it's all
have
about
ever
the
developed a
cash.
game, so it's very easy for us to say, here's what these companies ought to be doing.
Yeah.
It's like people watching a football match and they go, well, you should have kicked it this way. You should have done
Listen,
that. You're
there's
not
no
fast."
like, no matter what you do, there's always going to be a crunch. I'm sorry, but
Man
there's
plans, God laughs.
and
Okay.
I don't
okay.
I don't want to be like, hey, like developers, that's the job. So you and like it shouldn't have to be like that. I know that, and there are certain companies that do crunch better than others, right? I get that.
Well,
Like
let me ask you another question, Chinny.
yes,
Let me have a. This year, up to this point, apart from this story, right, and it always comes out because everyone bangs on about it as soon as it happens. I have not heard another developer that has had this issue
bollocks.
with AAA. No, I haven't. Have you seen any stories?
No,
about
I'm not. I'm not
developers?
doing that. You haven't heard,
Comes out,
right?
it
Just
comes out,
because,
Ginny. It's
just
not
because
happening.
you haven't heard doesn't mean it's not happened.
Yeah, but they make it.
You telling me? Are you?
The media doesn't pay attention to it unless there's a groundswell and a reason to.
I
Sure,
bet
there's
you-
no
Loads of
happening.
AAA
It's just
developers
that the
brought out
reporting
games this
outlets
year.
aren't covering it because it's not news anymore.
And also, the thing is, right? These head of developers of like Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just thinking of that game because we mentioned
Yeah,
it, and it just came out this year. You know, the head of that development, he's not going to say, "Oh yeah, there was a massive crunch,"
it's
when there's a
work that you
big
can play.
big negative, like, you know, sort of thing about it, right? And I did hear that The Last of Us 2 had a massive crunch on it as well.
Yeah, that's another problem company, though, isn't it?
Well, then
These- the
what are you
companies
talking
that
about? You
contribute the
literally just
most do it
contradicted
every
yourself.
Time, don't they?
So you just said I've never heard of another company. Not that one. That one actually did. But
No, this
apart
year.
from those two,
This year,
so you're full of shit, right?
All right, moving on.
I'm not talking shit.
Are we done with super quick news?
Yeah,
And
that's
another
it.
thing.
Although it wasn't that quick.
It wasn't very quick.
Whoa, that ruled.
Whoops, I did that wrong. It should have been. Do y'all want to move on, or do you want to?
Yeah, no, let's just move on. Okay, first email this evening is from Lewis.
voluntarily chosen to move on to the next segment because I didn't want to be tell people what to do.
Are we doing this?
Yes.
Right, first email this evening is from Lewis.
Lewis.
And he says, this is from last week, by the way. He came in at about 10:30 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it in before the show. We're doing crunch time for the podcast.
Yeah, crunch,
ain't got no time for this
crunch,
shit.
crunch.
He says, hello, veteran gamers.
Hello.
I thought that was quite a good impression of him. Just a quick email this week. Last week, I asked about getting a PS4 and then revealed I had one all along.
Mm.
I was asked by a few people why I bought one, and there's a good reason. The
Okay.
main reason being that after November, I won't be playing many games because of exam revision. Plus, I reckon we're going to have another lockdown soon, so it would make sense to have one. Enough of that. I completed Uncharted 4 this week, and
Ooh.
wow, that is one of the best games of all time.
Yes, that's what I hear.
Yeah, has it? I don't know. Has Lewis had a PS4 before? Has he played any of those?
No, I
games?
don't think so.
He has he?
No.
Gran Turismo Sport is
Ugh.
worth it for the photo mode alone, but the game I played the most recently is, guess what it is, Duke?
Skyrim,
No, you were close though.
Rocket League.
Rocket League on the PS4, still awesome.
Boom, boom, boom.
Anyway, big question time. Have you revisited a game that you once loved and realised it's terrible? Or shit, as I would say. That's me, by the way. Yes, so have you revisited a game that you used to love and then thought, flipping out, this isn't that great at all?
I'll tell you what. Since we mentioned Star Wars, when the first rebooted Star Wars Battlefront came out, and again, call these things something else, people. It's so, why do we have to keep going through? Well, Resident Evil 3, the one that came out in 2020, instead of the one that came out today. Just call it Resident New Evil or something 3. Just whatever. Anyway, when the first one of the rebooted Star Wars Battlefront came out, I played it and I was like, I like the original, so I went back to the original. It doesn't play as well as I thought it played.
No.
So it's still a great game in some ways, but it's third person. You're not really aiming down the sights. It's a very different game. So I want the feel and the mechanics of the new game, but with the galactic conquest and the fun of the old game.
You want a remake of the remake?
I want a good
Yeah, you want a remake.
You want a new remake?
a remake of the remake.
Remastering of the remake.
Mix.
Of the remake.
Remix. I've got one.
Go.
Yes.
As a kid, I always loved the game Ghouls and Ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Thought it was a good game. I played it as an adult and realised that game's a piece of shit.
A lot of those games are.
And because it's so difficult.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And I think, if I'm honest with myself, what I probably ended up doing with Ghouls and Ghosts is playing it for 5 minutes. Going, that's
It was
pretty
a
good.
really fun 5 minutes.
And then just convincing myself that it was good because you're a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember kind
Well,
of
you didn't
swapping
have so
games.
many games back then, so it
No,
was
you had like 3 games.
especially if you go to an arcade or something, it's like the fun.
I'm pretty sure one of my brother's mates brought it round, Ghouls and Ghosts. I was like, oh my gosh, imagine you're like a naked knight. And then I remember playing it on like an emulator or something recently. I was like, fucking hell, this is awful and hard and terrible and not fun at all. It's just shit. So Ghouls and Ghosts is mine.
There you go.
Ghouls and Ghosts. The only one I can think of in recent memory is I bought Dead Space on a sale on something. I know, no, but I'm not going to be too critical.
You fucking watch your fucking mouth.
No, I know, right? Because I love that game, I do. But I will say this, right?
Go on,
When I first
I dare you. I fucking dare you.
when I first played that game, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, this game.
It is. Stop there.
Which is pretty good.
Stop
But
there. Stop there.
it's aged alright. It's not great.
Breaking Chinny.
The one thing I would say,
The anus
It-
monster.
the anus monster, but the
Yeah.
scenery, the spaceship itself, it's so pixelated. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Oh my
And you forget,
God.
right? Because when I played that game, I thought it looked incredible,
Mm.
and it just shows you how far we've come. with
2008, Dead Space
I
1.
know. And I played it, and it still plays well. I mean, the mechanics are still great. You know, the jump scares.
I'd say it holds. I tell you what, if there's a game that's due a little bit of a spit of polish,
That would be a great
bit of a spit of polish.
remake.
Dead Space 1 and 2.
Oh, I would love them. to do
Four.
those games, like the Resident Evil remake. And I think it's old enough. I know it's not that old, but it's old enough
Well, it's
to do.
12 years old.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is a brilliant shouting. I would love them to do that. I would love that game redone because it was just such a great game. And it's still, like I say, it's still good. It's just not as good as I remember it, and I suppose that's more.
12 years old though.
I know, yeah, I know.
Somebody
I know.
that was born the same year that game was fucking made is now 12.
I know, and I think as well the other.
That's how time works, Stu.
Well, just think of it this way, though. Someone who was born on the day that game came out would be 12 years old today.
I know that is weird.
Think about that.
I know. What is also cool? What is also
12
cool
years old.
that game?
If
And I know
somebody were
it's-
12 when that game came out, they'd be 24 years
Right.
old now.
Jesus Christ. Someone 16 who's like maybe listens to this because we have got a few younger listeners
Yeah.
would never have probably played this game.
They probably think, they look at it and go, ugh, that's an old game. I hate this podcast and the game.
I know. Yeah.
I'm going to go murder the people.
I'm
who
going
made
to,
it.
because I'm going to post it on Snappy Chat.
If you were 2 years old when the game came out, you'd be 14 years old now.
Maths.
Yeah. Although I must admit, I'm looking at it again now and I'm thinking maybe it didn't look as bad as I thought.
You're full of shit, Stu. You're full of
I know,
shit.
but yeah, you're right. A
You
remake
make
of this
up your
would be
mind. Is it
brilliant.
bad or good?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in
Everybody
Is there more
knows.
detail?
What?
Some of the scenery doesn't
Okay,
look that good.
emails.
Is there more
Focus.
Yeah, we've got another email. Just
Oh.
one more tonight.
We've got a
You ready?
Discord as well.
I
Oh
know.
my
You ready for
God.
this? This is
I'm
off.
never getting done with this.
This email's off Lewis.
Lewis!
He
It's
sent us
all
another one
Lewis
tonight.
podcast.
And it's entitled Impostor.
Yes.
He says, "Hello, veteran gamers.
Hello.
Lewis
Hope
is the
you've had a good week.
Yes. It's
Uh-huh.
been
This week's been awesome because I finally have Wi-Fi again after a month, which means I can
Yay.
finally play Among Us. And because of this, I learned just to vote Duke off at the start of every match, no matter what.
I don't blame you for feeling that way. Watch,
This
next time we
week-
play, I'm never going to be the imposter.
This week, I've been playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot and Sabine Trilogy. I don't know what that is. Sabine Trilogy?
Mm.
And Just Cause 4. Both are great, so that's that. Crash is awesome, right? Up until the bit where you do the bridge level. That is possibly the worst design level in any game ever.
Okay, apparently the Griffin and Sabine saga is a collection of books.
Ugh.
Ah, okay.
Oh my
Ah,
god.
Sabine
books.
Trilogy, I see.
This is not
Books.
a book podcast. This is a game podcast.
Everybody knows books are done.
Yes.
Yeah, any game ever. I failed it a million times because of those stupid bloody turtles you have to jump on all that other stuff. Among Us is awesome, especially with voice chat as the imposter because of my incredible acting skills,
Mm.
which my teachers called appalling, dreadful, and shocking.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to say that Rocket League is awesome and
Yeah.
everyone should play it.
Amen.
Big question time.
Played Rocket League? Yes, I have.
Have you ever bought a console at launch? No.
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 I think I have.
Close.
It-
The
I've been close, I've been
N64 and the GameCube was close.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you complete fibs. I have.
Fucking lie, Stu. You
I'm a
lied to
liar,
me
I'm a total
again.
liar.
I swear to
I
God.
bought a Nintendo 3DS at launch.
Ooh.
That doesn't count. That's not a
Oh,
real
I'm a
console.
total liar. I'm a complete liar. I bought the Oculus Quest at launch.
Oh yeah.
That's
you
not a console.
It kind of is.
Neither
Well,
of
the
those are-
fucking the 3DS definitely
Stop
is.
trying to take part. Nobody's
I'm a
impressed.
total liar. I'm a complete liar.
Nobody's impressed.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything else
No.
at launch. But yeah, Oculus Quest and 3DS is the closest I've come.
Yeah.
There you go. 360 I would have done, but I couldn't get one for about 4 weeks until after it had launched.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
Yeah, because of artificial scarcity.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, it was. Well, yeah.
Well,
no,
well,
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well.
It was
I-
quite
Oh,
funny.
Duke,
and I'm
I need
so
you to
told-
play a clip for me.
Why did I say that? Go ahead. What's the clip?
Just when we said well.
Well,
No,
yeah, it's
no,
definitely not that.
What
no,
about this one?
Please don't touch my floppy cock.
no. It's
I like that though.
not that one. It's not that
What
one.
about this one? Now joining veteran gamers voice Discord.
That's new. What is that?
Yes, it is.
It's what happens at the start of the show now.
Shows
How
how
about
often
this
I
one?
listen to it. Never.
Made a mistake, so I won't.
No, it's this one I've sent to you on. I've sent it to Stu.
Oh, thanks. I'll play it then.
No,
There
no,
we go.
no, don't play it. You're going to ruin
I'm
it.
not gonna
Something
play
Tainted
it.
Brain responded to my friend request though.
Okay. Play
Oh
that.
wait, that was.
Play that. Play that. Play that.
But,
I forgot why we were saying well now.
I
What
don't
was-
even know what I was talking about anymore.
Okay, hang on. It's taking forever to load for some.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Next question.
Nice.
No, there's another bit as well. There's another bit. Keep going.
Keep
Oh, I gotta keep going. Ah!
Next question. See ya.
See ya. There you go.
Okay.
No,
Glad we played that part of it.
When I got my 360, I went to the local Tesco for something completely different. I didn't even go in for one.
Was
When I walked through the door,
Was it Viagra?
There were 4. Yeah, it was Viagra and condoms.
So it was Preparation H suppositories.
There were 4 Xbox 360 boxes in the the entranceway bit. And I'm like, shit, have they got some? Have they got some? So I picked one up and went to the customer service bit, and I'm like, have you got these in stock? And he's like, I think so. So he's like, yeah, well, they must have. So he disappeared off into the back room, came back, he's like, no, we haven't got none, mate, we haven't got none. And then there was someone else there, another shop assistant person, and they said, what have we not got? And he's like, these. And she's like, oh no, we have got those. They haven't put them in. They put them in a weird place. I know where those are. I've seen them. So then she went off and came back with one, and they had 4 in stock. So I managed to get one. That was a long time ago.
I can't put this on the stream. I was going to put Viagra videos on, but there's like a picture of a penis.
Yeah, we don't want any erect, non-floppy cocks on the screen.
Anyway, is there any more email?
No, he says, anyway, that's all from me. Have a good week. Bye for now.
Thanks,
Lewis. I'm going to play Rocket League.
So there's something on the Discord?
Well, yeah, there's a recent Discord question.
Sorry, wrong button.
Jesus Christ.
Discord. Discord.
There's a recent Discord question on the Discord. It's on the 13th of September that it was sent. It is now the 4th of October. So nice and recent, nice and fresh. We didn't read any of them though, because we don't read them. But please post stuff in the questions for the show
We'll read it in 3 months from now.
on our Discord. And it's Play Those Blues. And he says, question for tonight's show. I guess it's a bit permanent with the rise of streaming and all-you-can-eat services like Game Pass, but do any of you guys experience the paradox of choice? Did I ask this question already?
We answer it a lot, but it's a good question.
When
All the time.
when presented with all the games that you play, being unable to make a choice that you want to settle with, for instance, you start one game and within 10 minutes, you think you should be moving on to the next one. Keep up with the good work, becoming a staple when I'm cooking in the evening or cruising around in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Don't crash!
Here's what I think. I think that it is harder for games to achieve this, but it is the hallmark of a good game that you get sucked into the point where you're not really thinking about the stuff that the game you're playing doesn't have, right? So, the same is true about books and movies. But yeah, the problem is that there's so much out there and there's so much cool things that it's easy to feel like, oh, this game I'm playing isn't giving me this particular thrill, so I'm going to stop and chase something else. Or when you sit down to play, you're like, okay, what do I want to be experiencing when I play this game right now? And that's really why I play so much Rocket League, is because I want that thrill of scoring and playing well and having that particular experience. Even Call of Duty, which I love, doesn't provide that same adrenaline boost as scoring a goal in Rocket League. So, I think that and it can be found anywhere. The fact that I'm playing Avedon and loving it is weird to a lot of people, because you wouldn't, I've got other games that are, even RPG like
Red Dead 2.
that would give me that. Yeah, Red Dead 2, exactly. Would give me a lot of, great feelings. But Avedon is so good in terms of like the thrill of defeating the monsters and exploring the story. I'm interested in the characters. Yeah.
There you go.
Just play Red Dead 2.
Yes, play Red Dead 2. Play that game.
You won't.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I play a lot of games. I soon get bored, and then a new shiny thing comes along, and I play that game.
You're like a little toddler, Stu.
I am, but I have been quite good. I have got a few games completed these last.
Which is what a toddler would say if they've been behaving a little bit.
It is.
I've been good though. I've been good. I didn't smash anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I have completed a few games this week. I am making an effort to complete stuff.
Yeah.
Flight Simulator is a great game in so much as you can never complete that. So that's a kind of.
I've got a recommendation for you, Stu. Why don't you try Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
I don't want to play that shit game.
But you can hang out with Socrates.
I have zero interest in that.
Socrates.
I can fucking talk to sour crates. Yeah. That. By the way, we have got another late email has just appeared.
Well, I already played the Discord.
It's quick. It's a very quick email. It's not very long. I know.
Not playing it again.
Yeah, here we go. And it's off Jason Garher.
Hey, did I mention I finally listened to the first episode of P-Town?
Oh, did you? How did you like it?
Yeah, it's weird. It's good. The characters are interesting. There's some things I was like, I don't know if I suspend my disbelief here, but whatever. I admire his tenacity and his persistence with it, and he did create some very interesting characters. So I'm going to listen to more of it, but I needed a break after like an hour or whatever.
After the first episode.
Yeah.
He says it's hernia simulator.
Nice.
What? No,
he says, "Hey guys.
Hey.
I don't play games much, but to celebrate my hernia surgery, I thought I'd kick off with Game Pass since I'll be off work for a few weeks."
Okay. I didn't realize that. Good luck. Speedy recovery.
$44,000 they tell me for the surgery.
Oh my god.
Which seems off, since the average cost I've seen online is between $4,000 and $12,000. I would agree. It does. $44,000 seems a lot for a hernia
Seems
operation.
like they pressed an extra 0 on it.
Yeah, I think so.
Whoops.
And you have to pay everyone. The doctor has a fee, the anaesthetist has a fee, the hospital has a fee, the janitor probably too, only in America. They made me test for COVID prior to the cut, shoved the hose up my nose. I'm doing better than Trump. Laters.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thanks, Jason, for
All right.
that.
Well, good luck recuperating, and
I hope you go all right.
Yeah. Let us
Yeah,
know what
play
your
one
favorite
game.
game on Game Pass is.
Yeah, make the best of Game Pass.
Yeah.
Game Pass. That's it. Just the one speak pipe to go, and then we can do some shout outs.
All right.
All right. Whoops.
Pipe, it's the way to leave a message for us.
This speak pipe comes to us from Derek Sines, and he sent us a message that is 1 minute 30 seconds in length. I'm going to play it now. Enjoy.
Hello, veteran gamers. It's Derek Sines again, and I will have a quiz for you next week, so you have my official permission to start getting excited for the weekend.
Quiz next week.
And it's only recently I've been getting involved in the weird and wonderful world of the Nintendo Switch, and by association the Nintendo eShop. And there's lots of expensive video games on the eShop and lots of cheap ones. But I have noticed there's also lots of very bad video game names.
Ooh.
And by that I mean there's a whole stream of games where they just seem to have strung random letters together to make a game name, such as, let's see, Goetia, Paratopic, Equo, Verwes, Color, Infernium,
Isn't
Phantom.
this last week's speak pipe? I hate to interrupt.
And then
I haven't heard this before.
I feel like I've heard it before. I don't remember listening to it. Maybe I did.
You sent it to me on September 30th.
Oh, no. Must be this week's then. Weird. I must have listened to it. I don't usually do that.
May I continue with Derek's
You
speak
may
pipe?
Is
now?
that okay with you, Stu?
I do
Rewind it a
apologise
little
for
bit.
interrupting.
Fuck.
Infernium, Fantaruk, Potata, and then there's some games where they seemingly just strung random words together, such as Manaspark, Pan Pan, Hard West, Dog Veer, Verlet Swing, Tanky Tax, Collar X Malice,
I agree. These do sound like stupid games.
Pity Pit. So my question for you is, have you ever looked at a game name and purely on the name just thought, nope, I'm not going to buy that, that's a bad game name? Or have you maybe done the opposite and seen a cool game name and thought that sounds good and bought it and maybe regretted it later on? I mean, for instance, if you had a purely random game name like, say, Deadly Premonition, that sounds a bit intriguing, a bit of a danger there, a bit of mystery. But would you be pleased if you bought that game
Bit
and
of
played it or
shit.
not? Who knows? But anyway, until next time, I just say those usual words: keep on gaming.
Keep on gaming. Thank you, Derek. I remember I waited to play Ollie Ollie because it sounded weird. I didn't realize it was a skateboarding game at first. People were talking about Ollie Ollie, Ollie Ollie. And Katamari Damacy was the other one. When I first heard that, I'm like, that I don't know what those words mean. It's obviously Japanese. That doesn't bother me, but I can't tell what kind of game it is. And people would describe it. They're like, you're rolling stuff up in a ball. And I'm like, that sounds idiotic. And of course, when I played it, I was like, oh my God. So those are two examples from mine.
Can't think of anything at the moment.
I can't. I must admit, I don't think I've ever bought a game. due
Ever,
to its name,
ever.
Or not bought a game due to its name.
I mean, there are some games, Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds is a good example, right? Where it's like, it's too close to someone else's game. And there's a bunch of games that are like, Hellstorm, Bulletstorm. Like, come up with something else. It's like there's a rapper named Paris. You know how hard it was back in the day to find information about him? You look Paris on the internet. I was like, it's capital of France.
There's also a rapper called Dave.
Yes, there is. He's a good rapper.
He's great. But his
Yeah,
name's
but
fucking
He's
Dave.
a last initial at least.
Look, nothing against the name Dave here.
Yeah.
But I commend him for being a bit different in the rap game. You got to stand out these days in 2020. But Dave, that might be just the old man in me.
Like Control. Like,
Dave.
why is Control the name of your game? How about even Total Control just makes it stand out a little more?
It's a weird.
Yeah, but Control, there's a reason for that name within.
Oh,
the
never
game.
mind that.
There's-
Dauntless.
There's
Valorant.
a reason.
Like, come on.
I don't know. You got to name it some shit.
Yeah, but one
Skyrim,
word name
no sense.
Skyrim. Yeah, but
Uh,
that's two words smushed together. So to be fair,
Skyrim. I can't think of. I remember looking at like not Morrowind, Oblivion, just thinking, ugh. I didn't know anything.
The coolest thing about Oblivion is that it's the Elder Scrolls 4, and IV is exactly in the center of that word. That's pretty cool.
I just remember looking at that, going, nah, fam, no one will ever play this shit.
And no one ever did.
And that's the end of that. That was the last one of those. So no, I can't think of
The
anything.
answer is no, no, and yes. All right, moving on.
Cool.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
There you go. Well, let's
Yeah,
do
I'll
this.
start.
Duke.
I will shout out once again to the people who came to our playdate, Lewis and Tainted Brain, and the three of you, and I guess you said Marcanic showed up, and GH Rocker should have been with us. Now he is among us. Needs to play it with us next week. Are we doing this? Oh, we said we're doing Left 4 Dead next week.
No, I'm not here next week.
Well, we might still-
Ginny's not here.
So
Yeah.
you can carry on doing
We
Among
can
Us.
still do that, or we'll figure something out.
You
We'll
do what
figure
you
something.
like.
Just come by at 1 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock your time, and we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
We'll decide once we're together what we want to play.
that's right.
We got a lot of options with Game Pass, and we got options with stuff on Steam. There's
Just
probably free to play games we haven't even heard
Just
of.
not even just not Overcooked 1.
Not Overcooked 1.
No.
Yeah, not overcooked one.
Although we could all run it at the same time. Be like, oh, I'm doing this now. I'm making soup.
Yeah. It's not
Yep.
gonna work.
Nope.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Chinny,
Ginny.
do yours.
Obviously, shout out to all the Patreons, or the Mike Chin Scam as I call it. Deck, Steve, Kev, John, Adam, Mark, Armar, Christian, Matt, Robert, and Nigel. Thank you, everybody, for that. Yeah, so I just want to thank them. Thank them.
There you go. I'm going to thank Duke for saying nice things about my Chemical Brothers mix.
Oh, yeah.
I think I did all right. I'll tell you what, I will say something about the Chemical Brothers.
They're good. They're going to work
They're
it out.
good, but it's also really difficult to mix. Because it is, because you don't tend to have the fall to the floor beat. It's a lot more complex rhythms and stuff.
I mean, some of their songs have a regular beat. It doesn't
They
matter.
do. They do, but a lot of it isn't like that. A lot of it's more complex.
Is not a very simple beat. That's true.
No, and it's trying to find the spots in the tunes where you can mix it and it still sounds quite cool. Which I think I've pulled off pretty much.
I would agree.
I've pulled it off pretty much. And obviously the people who download it and, join me on Mixcloud and sort of
I would join you on Mixcloud, but in America.
I know, not allowed in the US. Do you know why? There's a weird rule that you're not allowed to have 5 songs by the same artist in a mix.
Probably a way to not have people uploading entire albums.
I guess, but they're all from different albums, so it's not that, but it is a bit weird. And you're not allowed to have 4 consecutive tracks by the same artist.
Okay.
So there's some weird rules, but only in America. It's okay everywhere else in the world.
Only in America.
Only in America it's not allowed.
Special. Yeah.
So there you go, and that's about it, really. And obviously, thanks to Chinny and Duke and Playing Among Us, which was a lot of fun, and that's it. I'm done.
Sweet.
If you like this podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net. And on there, you find a bunch of links to other video game podcasts similar in vein to ours, but different in the way that they're delivered. Some have all kinds of sound effects. Some talk about RPGs.
People say.
Come on now.
Some might say that.
No one says that.
Thank you very much, love. To, great forums.
You don't have any other friends.
So check it out, VGHub.net. It is a great starting point for your podcast discovery.
There you go.
Wario cheats!
Whoops, I shouldn't have done that.
That's brilliant.
I got it. I recovered.
Wario cheats!
No more video games because they cause stress and they raise your heart rate.
More stress than being a police officer?
Jake, I've seen you play Mario Party.
Wario cheats!
I'm just saying, but Wario cheats. Stupid game.
It is a stupid game.
As soon as we saw that on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the Duchess looked right at me.
It is Mario
I'm
Party.
like, I don't complain about Wario cheating. I complain about my stupid teammates in Rocket League not going for the ball.
Mario Party is a stupid game. Though. That is a fact.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Duke, question.
Yes.
Are there quite a few tracks you've never heard before on there, or have you been keeping
There were a
up to
few.
date?
I mean, and I don't know if I've never heard them, but after it was Born in Africa or whatever it was called, I took a break because there were like 2 or 3 albums in there I just wasn't into. And their newest one I like, although it's kind of repetitive. Game of Destruction.
Yeah, I don't think I pulled that on. I don't think I played
That's
that.
okay. I mean, there's some good songs on it. It's just, I don't know. Again, I'm a creature of habit. I like playing the same game over and over forever. So when a band that I really like does good music, like Chemical Brothers with, the groovy style of Exit Planet Dust, I'm like, yes. And then, they did the second album, which had, Setting Sun is kind of a weird song, but there's other stuff that's like, in that same mood. And then they keep getting weirder and weirder. I'm like, no, just do what you were doing. I want you to just keep putting out the same kind of thing forever. Which Crystal Method kind of came back to. Like, their latest album is pretty Vegas-ish, which I like. So, whatever.
I don't know. I like most of the Chemical Brothers albums, to be honest. And I think they're all... I think what's interesting about Chemical Brothers is they make very complex music, which I really like.
Yes,
Lots of layers.
Yes.
Even the newer stuff, there's a lot of layers to it. They layer stuff
right,
up.
and he kind of evolving. That's what I like. At certain points on the new album, like there's We Have to Try, I guess is the single. Like that's a good song, but at one point in the middle of it, it just goes totally left field. And I'm like, I don't like that. I wish it was just the basic loop more, and then they can do things in and out of it instead of just cutting it and going in this totally different direction for like 20 seconds.
I think what's interesting for me as well, we went last year to watch them in concert, which was brilliant.
Oh, I'm
and
sure
they're phenomenal in concert. But part of me I was dancing away thinking, but how much are they actually really doing on stage?
Well,
because...
yeah, you've seen that GIF, I assume, of the DJs doing the live show, and they're just plugging in something that says, pre-recorded MP3.
But here's the interesting thing. I read an article on the sound engineers who set everything up for them.
Yes.
and they do a ton of shit on stage.
I'm sure
So
they.
basically, they have. You should see the setup is just ridiculous.
I'm sure
They have all this really ancient equipment and stuff that they've had for years, all this analog stuff.
Sure.
And they're literally, like an old phone exchange where you're plugging one wire in and taking another out. They're doing all that stuff
That's where
live.
I mean, you have to make it fun for yourself if you're performing anything. Because just pushing buttons by itself isn't going to be interesting.
No, and he says every year, and he said sometimes they'll make a mistake while they're doing a set that actually sounds okay, and then they run with it. So they'll go, "Oh yeah, that wasn't meant to happen." But
Well,
you know,
that's one of the benefits of putting effects and echoes on everything. You can make all the mistakes you want. It's like no one's going to be able to tell.
Yeah, oh yeah, I do quite a bit. I mean, I did quite a bit of stuff in this mix actually. I did some echoing, some loops and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was kind of cool, and the sound engineer's like, and every year when they do every time they do a new tour, he said they'll come with like 2 or 3 new pieces of equipment that they picked up from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily new, but just new to them. It might be something that's like 15 years old that they found.
Yeah, you get a Moog, you get a, I guess it's called Mog, or you get a Theremin.
Emulator 3.
Yeah, there you
But they'll come up and go, yeah, can you fit? And he says every time they come up with something new, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put it.
Yeah.
He said, I look at the setup and I'm like, where the hell am I going to fit
get
this
a little
thing?
bubble to wrap around them with all the tech, man.
Yeah.
They should
So
make
it's
a rule.
cool.
You bring in a new piece of kit, you got to pick something to get rid of.
Yeah, that's the trouble. But they don't. They just want to add it to their
Spoiled
existing setup.
chemical brothers.
Stick it
And
here.
you're not really brothers, are you? How are you? A-okay.
No, they're not.
Chemical friends.
Chemical friends.
Yeah.
Or the Dust Brothers, as they were known
There
in the
you
very early days.
Right. All right, chemical buddies. I got to go mark papers.
Yeah, let me know what you think when you've listened to the whole mix, Duke. I'd be interested.
Yes,
to
I'm
find out.
sure I will like it.
Write
as well
a
as-
4-page review of his mix.
Yeah, right. A 4-page review of why it's the best Chemical Brothers mix ever done.
I don't know. They did their own mixes that are pretty good.
No,
Brothers
they're not as good as mine.
No, that's not their mix, though. That's not their music. It's mixing other people's music. so
Yeah, exactly. Under the Influence, though, is one of my still favourite tracks ever.
It's a good one. I agree.
It is so good. It's got that drop, right? When I play that at home, Kay's like, that's making my ears hurt.
Yeah, that's what you want,
That
people.
bass is just ridiculous. Yeah. I love it. Absolutely love that tune.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, Duke.
Good
See you
night.
later.
Night.
Yeah. Do you like Chemical Brothers, Ginny, or not? Is that your thing?
I like some of the songs, yeah, but I don't really follow them.
Nah, not like me. Mind you, I don't really follow them, to be fair. I just like them.
I know the main ones.
Yeah, I put a few of those in there because you've gotta play some of the main stuff as well. You can't just play obscure stuff off albums, can you?
No.
Rightio, I will leave you to it,
Okay.
and I will speak to you next week. Have a nice holiday.
Thank you very much.